Talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Monday, October 7th, 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Monday night going in Raw. Hello and welcome to Monday Night Going in Raw. I'm your host, Etep Wakuyan, and the place to be reviews right here with all of yous. And we are in for a big show this evening, episode number 67. But before we get into all that, let's introduce the panels. We have a robust gathering, a meeting of the minds, a veritable cornucopia of IQs this evening. Let me start with the amazing MJ, my co-host. How you doing, MJ?
Hi, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And it has been a good Monday today. I really have no complaints.
Me neither.
Things are good. Things are good. And moving across clockwise, next, my brother from another mother, the Groovinator.
What's up, everyone? It's Groovinator, your boy from RaidersOfLostFlicks.com. And make sure, if you haven't seen so already, go out and see Joker this week. But watch out for roving packs of incels that are terrorizing the countryside.
Oh, and I can't wait because there's a topic that goes along those lines later on the show.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Who will be speaking that topic? None other than he is the Don of 2 cents toys. Ladies and gentlemen, hail Sal Vador.
Wow.
I was waiting for a jingle of a glass, but lady, and rounding out the panel this evening, he is last but certainly not least. He is the man with the plan. He is none other than Coach Loudy.
The jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, not afraid to sweat, not afraid to bleed. Gonna review some things guaranteed.
I like it.
So intense.
I like
Gotta
it.
be some wrestling references. I'm sure it is.
That is very good, sir. All right, so we have a big show tonight. But first, let's start right out with it. Monica's Movie Monday. Monica, go ahead and take it away.
Yay, I'm actually prepared today. Loaded up, ready to go. Okay,
right.
so there's nothing coming out tomorrow. And there's only 4 releases for Friday, October 11th. Also, shout out, yesterday was my parents' anniversary, so I just 41 years.
Happy anniversary.
I know, it's awesome. Okay. So the first movie here is Gemini Man. That is the Will Smith. I'm sure everybody's seen it or seen the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So just in case you haven't, we'll go over the story plot line here. It is an over-the-hill hitman faces off against a younger clone of himself. Not too good on the critic score here. It's got 5.3 stars out of 10 currently. Yeah. I don't really... Oh, Benedict Wong is in this. I don't really recognize anybody else other than Will Smith. So there's that. I feel like I'm talking really fast. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, good. The second one is The Addams Family, which we watched the trailer here.
Yes.
So there's no need to really go over that unless you want me to.
No, you're fine.
I would sing for you, but we would lose a whole lot of people. So. There we go.
Okay.
They're all together. Okay.
Okay. The next one is called Jexy.
Oh, yeah. It's a guy from Workaholics, right?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking
Adam
about.
Devine?
Yes.
guy?
Yes,
Okay.
he was in Workaholics.
I don't recognize any of these people. Rose Byrne.
Rose Byrne.
Byrne?
Yeah.
Okay. Alexandria Ship. There we go. Justin Hartley. Oh, Michael Pena.
He's funny.
Yeah, okay, so the plot of this is a comedy about what can happen when you love your phone more than anything else in your life. Rated
Uh-oh.
R, so I'm sure that's going to be actually funny.
Yeah. I saw the previews for it. It looks kind of funny. Like it's one of those movies you could probably just turn your brain off and you don't really have to think too much, and there's no risk of there being a trilogy of movies for it. It's not going to be a cinematic universe.
The Jexy cinematic universe.
The JCU, and we're not talking about juggalos.
Oh god. Okay. Well, I haven't seen a preview. I haven't even heard of it, so I'll have to check that out. And the last one is called The Sky is Pink. Yeah. None of these people are English. I don't know if it has a US release or not, but it's got like 4.3 stars. So
Ouch.
Out of 5?
10.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus, Loudy, 10. God, you idiot.
I was gonna say on the cheese curd scale, that's a pretty good movie, but that's not cheese curd scale.
I'm not gonna lie. The whole premise of Gemini Man reminds me of a Mad TV skit they did with Arnold Schwarzenegger called Stolen Identity 3. And it's like, come see my new movie, Stolen Identity 3. And it's like pretty much like him talking about I'm you and you're me. And it's just really confusing as Arnold makes it. And that's what Gemini Man sounds like to me.
Yeah. I'm indifferent about Will Smith. So
See, I like Will Smith, but
I do most of the time. There's just that one.
I want him to make a comeback. It's time for him to make a comeback. I want to see him in something better than After Earth. Okay.
So
I never watched that.
Don't.
I haven't either.
Didn't
That was so
so.
serious.
Don't.
Don't.
That's an
Frank was
M. Night
pretty good.
Shyamalan Ding Dong flick. All right. That
Oh.
should tell you everything you need to know.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, Gemini Man could be what happens when, Will Smith gets over. It really sounds his life gets turned upside down in this movie.
I mean, we have to be kind of pissed at Will Smith for Jaden. All right.
Hey,
All right?
listen,
You need to take Jaden back.
Say what you want about Jaden, but if I want to read some, like, if you ever thought what it was like to be high and drunk at the same time and then tweet, those are Jaden Smith's tweets.
He's really full of himself, isn't he? Wow.
Oh, hey,
Well,
wait. We got.
Have you
Fatal.
seen his parents?
Well, yeah,
Wait.
that's
You leave Jada Pickett alone.
Let me say what's up to Fatal J's in the chat right now. I gotta give him a
Alright.
shout out. What's up, Fatal J?
Hey, I
and
caught him on the fan cast on Friday.
that was a blast. That was a fun show. We had a
Yep.
good time. We
It
had a
was.
really good
Is
time.
Shaggy Two Dope in the chat?
No, thank God. I might run into him at a family reunion, like you said, on the wife's side one day. Sal, you said you saw what was that? Bright with Will Smith.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good actually.
I have not. That one. That
you know
one got
what?
by
I'm gonna
me.
have to go along with Sal. That is an entertaining movie. I was
Right.
entertained by it. Yeah.
People shit on it because I mean it's a cop movie and they didn't really do anything different, but at the same time it's a cop movie. What else were you expected? I mean, they introduced ogres and trolls and elves and all that kind of shit into it, and it's fun.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Alien Nation, Pete? Remember that movie?
Yes.
Okay, it's the same fucking thing, except instead of aliens, it's trolls and goblins, or not goblins, trolls
Sorry.
and
Yeah, sorry.
stuff from fantasies. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked Alien Nation. Was pretty cool. That show was all right too, actually.
It's exactly the same thing. In fact, if
All
you
right.
told me that director was going to do an Alien Nation sequel, I would expect nothing less than Bright. But
Okay.
change out the fantasy elements with aliens.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound too bad then, honestly.
Not really.
That
No,
sounds
it's
pretty good.
It's somewhat entertaining. I thought it was going to be terrible, but I kind of enjoyed it. I did.
All right. Well, hell yeah. That's that'll be one to check out. What else we got, Monica?
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah,
So-
there was only 4.
That Gemini Man movie, I thought that looked all right. I was kind of. I probably won't check it out in the theater. Which I am going to get to go to the theater this weekend to see Joker. So yeah, I'm throwing my money at that, man. I'm gonna help that box.
Are you
office
going to wear a
out.
bulletproof vest when you go?
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I have one, but I'm not going to wear it. I guys, regular citizens aren't supposed to walk around wearing those things. It's kind of
Really?
frowned upon, but
You're not supposed to protect yourself in
I
public?
guess it depends on state, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm not. No,
I wasn't aware of that. I
the-
don't have one at all, but I didn't know that was a thing.
usually like where I live, and Monica can attest to this. You don't really have to worry about shootings in a movie theater. It's the meth houses
No.
that you have to worry about the shootings at. And
Yeah.
I'm never near any of those. So I'm
What
pretty
if
well,
the meth house is in the back of the movie theater?
if it is, then that is the best disguise and least foul smelling meth establishment in the history of meth establishments, because I've heard tales of those things being very pungent. And that's why, there's the chemicals and the burns and whatnot, and that's why they do this stuff in their underwear or whatnot.
There's a Dollar General on the same street that I live on in Land O'Lakes, and I swear to God, there's a meth house in the back of it. I can't prove it.
Well,
I theorize.
I used to live in a town that is all meth house users. Oh, my sister's FaceTiming right now. Okay. Anyways,
tell her she's out.
So yeah, that town was crazy. But it was like every 3 houses were like meth labs.
MJ is so gangsta.
She is.
No.
She is. She's thug life.
Thug life.
No, so that is so that's Movie Monday with Monica. Well, thank you very much, Monica, for that for the Movie Monday and breaking that down for us. So, I mean, is anybody going to see any of those?
Absolutely not.
No, that's it really, like I said, the Gemini Man one looks good, but it's not gonna get me to the theater. I don't, I want to go see Joker. That's my goal right now.
I hadn't made any grand plans to see Gemini. I thought the trailer was all right. I wasn't irritated by them. Like, well, that might be interesting. But yeah, I haven't made any grand plans to go see it unless somebody tells me, "Oh, dude, you gotta see this movie." Then probably not.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I can tell you from personal experience, I saw it over the weekend. Joker was a fantastic fucking film. Movie of the year, in my opinion.
That's good, man. That's, like I said, and this is going to be like a big departure from the normal comic book movies. And I mean, I posted that meme, and I wish that was mine. I can't take credit for that one though, where it's like the little kid crying, and it's like, where's the jokes? And it's like MCU fans be like, and that's not all MCU, because I'm an MCU fan, man. But I don't mind the humor, but I don't like the formulaic aspect. And that's from everything I've heard. And I've already listened to spoiler reviews by Doomcock, and I listened to Fatal J's review the other night of it, and I still am like very excited to see it. So
you should be, man.
I am. I really, man. Oh, who we got here? Who we got set up there? Let's.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn my camera on for the first segment.
Oh, it's Jurassic Park. There's Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern, and that's before the Vice Admiral Holdo days. She wasn't in Vice Admiral Gender Studies then.
She was still good old fashioned Laura Dern.
Yes,
That is so awesome.
that is fucking cool.
I was like, oh,
so
cool. They're going to
excited.
put Laura Dern in a Star Wars movie. And then the movie came out.
And then it happened.
And then it happened.
Then we all got disappointed, and there was much not rejoicing.
Sometimes you should be careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah. Of all the things you wished for, that's the one that had to come true, right?
Yeah.
Damn it. Why couldn't I have just inherited like millions?
And millions.
Just goes to
So-
prove that your dreams sound better on paper than they do in execution.
That's like, they say, you shouldn't meet your heroes. That's one of those.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. All right. So we are going to go ahead and get started here as I get this set up. Oh
Honestly,
boy.
it's part of the reason I'm afraid to actually meet Monica in real life. They say never meet your heroes.
Aw. Don't worry, you're good.
Whew, okay.
And I'm just going to tell you now, don't be meeting if any, we will eventually all meet one day.
I might be able to handle it. I went to a rough high school. I think
I know.
I think I can handle MJ.
Just remember, I'm shorter in person. Like smaller than you would think.
Oh my goodness. What is going on with this? I love we got this covered. They're
I can
freaking
tell.
they're
You're the only
freaking
one that
great.
does.
I'm sitting over here. It's so funny. What I like is when I see like the bigger YouTube channels like do articles on here. Like I was watching, what was it the other day? Oh God, Mr. H Reviews, I think it is. If you've ever seen him, he's British.
No.
Never
No.
heard of him.
I didn't know how big of a channel he had. Like the first video of his, I didn't really pay attention to his subscriber count. He's like around 200,000. Yeah, so I said, I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I got this. Oh wait, never mind. I'm a couple digits off.
So that's great. But have you heard of the Place to Be reviews?
Yeah, that's it. This is. I was like, this is just one guy. I'm like, I've got a bunch of people.
Dudes are scary, man.
I've got. Yeah, you got to do that. There it is. So, okay. I finally got this. I'm trying to close all these stupid ads. Holy shit.
Well, if you'd stop watching porn unprotected, we wouldn't have this problem.
No. This is one thing about my laptop is if I get a virus, it's from We Got This Covered, because there's never anything done on this computer outside of typing.
You have to understand, Loudy, that his idea of antivirus protection is putting a condom on an Ethernet cable.
Wait.
That's why my freaking router keeps kicking me off.
Makes sense.
Well, see, if you would have given the router its penicillin shot after you got it tested the first time, you probably wouldn't be in this situation.
I can't handle penicillin. I'm allergic to it, so I can't even be near it. So my router's just raw dog and everything. I don't even know what to tell you,
man.
That router, that Ethernet cable is a whore. The router's an even bigger slut.
Right in the sewer, ladies and gentlemen. Right in the sewer.
You know how many times that cable's been in and out of that router?
And who's to say it's been the same cable? Look, there could have been different cables.
There was different cables.
There's so many different ports and so many different holes that need to be filled. It's just ridiculous. It's like a router roast. A router bang, if you will.
This poor router, it's taken more of a pounding.
Oh God, don't finish that sentence.
There's no way this ends well for you, Pete. No way at all.
Those cables could have been in other routers. That's a lot of ghost cables.
Oh, what have I done? What have I started?
Oh no.
So have any of the Ethernet cables ever actually finished all over the router or what?
Oh no.
He's leaking information all over the place.
Oh yeah, Daddy, give me your information.
Oh God, that poor router. She was an innocent. She was so innocent at first, so pure, and then all those
I doubt that.
Do you have any BBCs, big black cables?
Oh no!
Oh God!
That's really great with the BBWs, the big, big beautiful bandwidth.
Have you ever noticed the yellow cables are usually shorter than the black ones?
Oh my God!
Oh fuck!
I'm not okay.
I always wonder what one of Loudy's memes would sound like if it was sound, and now I just figured it out.
I'm glad I can help, Raiders.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I love it. Oh God,
it's wunderbar.
It hurts so good. Hurts so good.
Oh,
God, I hit a cigarette after that.
I feel like now I know how LMP felt when I made that sidecar joke on the fan cast. Oh God,
I know.
We hadn't started with Cat 5 yet.
I did killer abs today, and that hurts to laugh. That was freaking hilarious.
I did abs. I did abs today. I ate like 5 tacos for dinner.
I just had a giant Chipotle burrito the size of my newborn baby child.
Nice.
Well.
Wait, where did you get a newborn baby child?
Don't worry about that, Samantha.
I found a baby before.
From
Where?
his router?
Coffee bean. What?
Oh no.
Wait, what did you say? My router? That router's had more children.
We don't know who the real route. We don't know who the father is. Find out in the episode of Maury.
No, never mind.
It's fine.
That router's had more kids than women that have been with Antonio Cromartie. Loudy's probably the only one that'll get that one.
Yeah.
I do.
Crickets. I know nothing.
Antonio Cromartie is a cornerback that played for the New York Jets, and he has like as many kids as DMX. He has like 9 kids. He has 9 kids with 8 different women.
Well,
Could you imagine those child support checks?
Oh, dude, it was stupid how much he pays. And then they said it was funny because you listen to him talk, and they interviewed each one of the women, and one of them is like an attorney. She's really intelligent, and like one of them is, of course, a model. And they interviewed Antonio Cromartie, and he couldn't barely formulate a
And
sentence.
all that because he couldn't use any internet protection.
Those damn
Antivirus. If you just would've used your antivirus, you
didn't
wouldn't
go
be
to
in
the
this
free
predicament.
antivirus clinic.
And this is why Pat McAfee is safe.
Yeah. Pat McAfee is my hero.
Okay, so Tom Holland's Spider-Man will become the MCU's new Iron Man. This is from, we got this covered one day ago. This is from David Poundtain, not to be confused with his cousin. I don't know.
David Poundtown.
David Poundtown, yes.
Pound ham.
I'm
Oh.
shaking my head at you.
The recent, oh God, I just can't stop thinking about router porn now.
Is that microfish?
I know.
Hey,
This is a lot.
yeah, why don't you show me your fish files?
No.
The recent news that Spider-Man is returning to the MCU was met with a collective sigh of relief from the Marvel fandom, not just from film goers who would hope to see more of Holland's take on the character, but also fans who couldn't stand to see the cliffhanger ending after Spider-Man Far From Home go unresolved. But while anticipation levels are already high for the upcoming Spider-Man 3, sources close to We Got This Covered. Okay, now here's the point where We Got This Covered acts like King Kong and stands on top of the Empire State Building and pounds their chest because they got three things right in the same year. The same ones that told us a She-Hulk show was in development back in April. Okay, that's not a good thing. Moon Knight is coming to the MCU. I'm indifferent about that. Well before the studio announced it, and now they're saying that Marvel's plans for the Wall Crawler go far beyond the hero's next solo flick. As you may recall, the recent Far From Home made much of the idea that Peter Parker hopes to follow in the footsteps of his late mentor, Iron Man. And based on all we've heard, that's pretty much what Kevin Feige and his team currently have in mind. To elaborate, we're told Tom Holland's character will be the new Iron Man going forward. The sense that he too will be the biggest, most well-known hero in the world and will continue to wear iron suits that come complete with his own personal AI. And there's little Iron Man Jr. and Iron Man Sr. And let's see, though you can expect Marvel Studios to stay characteristically quiet on their plans for Spider-Man in the coming months, Peter's arc in Far From Home has already offered a strong indication that Feige and his peers are committed to this particular path for the hero. Of course, these plans all depend on Sony and Disney working out a new deal for Spider-Man that will keep him in the MCU beyond the next couple of films. I hope it doesn't work. But it's considered very likely at the moment that the two sides will come to an agreement. And Spider-Man 3 comes out July 16th. 2021, and that was added to phase 4 because, well, basically they thought that phase 4 pretty much looked like junk, and nobody was excited for it, so they just kind of threw that out there. So my first, I guess, talking point would be, does this damage the Spider-Man character? And not just the character. I mean, it's not going to damage Spider-Man on like a world, like a world scale of, the people's opinion of Spider-Man. No, it won't. Normies will, obviously still, just it's brand, it's the big shiny label that they know. So, that brand, they'll just stick with that. But I mean, the nuanced fans, it's going to, I don't really want to see him as Iron Spider. I want to see him as Spider-Man myself. I know, and this isn't against Tom Holland. I mean, like I said, he's been great in the role. It's just I would like to see him kind of on that Sony side in that darker type adult Spider-Man. And Zendaya is leaving after this movie, I believe, the Spider-Man 3. So they're going to have to introduce Gwen Stacy here sometime. Well, 25% different Gwen Stacy.
Zendaya is actually going to be in the Dune trilogy.
Well, good for her.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's playing Jamie.
I have more respect for her after watching her in The Greatest Showman, thanks to my co-host Monica's recommendation. So, Monica,
Yay.
what is your take on this?
Mac and me. No,
It's kind of early to play the Mac and Me card.
Yeah, too early for Mac and me.
because Pete and I are due a discussion, so that's going to be an off-air thing. So, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. I mean, he's my guy, Spider-Man's my dude, so no matter what,
thought-
he's
thought you were
always
talking
gonna be my
about
dude. No, well, that too. He can be my dude. But
That's right.
no, yeah, I'm gonna love Spider-Man no matter what. So you could literally paint him purple and shoot unicorns out of his ass, and he's still gonna be my favorite. So
Sounds hot.
Giggity.
All right.
yeah. So
Meanwhile, Pornhub just created a new channel.
Unicorn giggity.
Sweet giggity, the schmorgity. Adam, were you done, Monica?
yes,
Is that okay?
that's
Adam,
what
what
she said.
do you? Oh, she asked you that. Ooh.
One of the things that I didn't like about the Homecoming, and I still haven't seen the second one yet. I'll probably rent it when it's available. But I didn't like the suit. The suit irritated me because it's like you're taking away from the character. I like the kid. I like the fact that they're, going with the humor, going with a younger Spider-Man. I think was a smart move. I liked the movie Homecoming overall. Thought it had a good villain. Don't like that suit. And from what I'm hearing, it sounds like that. Then again, We Got This Covered, which is not really a source that I like to cite or put any faith in, because if you notice, they're constantly trying to sell themselves in their own article. Like, well, we were right twice,
They do that in every article
about a year ago. So you guys should take us seriously. It's just like the clickbaity headlines that they post. But if they, it's not the first time that we've heard that Peter Parker, they want him to lead the MCU or whatever, or be the Iron Man type character in there. You don't need an Iron Man type character. You've already got Spider-Man. Spider-Man already has an identity. And if you do this stuff with the AI and the suit, you're taking away from the identity. And I'm not excited about that. It sounds like, based on what we're hearing, that they're going to double down on that stuff. So I like the kid. Actually, I don't really dislike anybody that's played Spider-Man in any of the movies. Even Andrew Garfield had his moments. His problems were the script. You know what I mean? It was the movie. It wasn't necessarily him, the actor himself. It's just the way that he was written sucked. And I feel bad for the actor that had to play in those. But with this, I like what's his name again? Tom Holland. I like Tom Holland in the part, but I don't like it's the character that's suffering, not the actor. And that's unfortunate.
Well, that's I think I don't know. They write him. I don't know. It's the supporting cast really, outside of, like I said, in the last movie, you got a little more out of Zendaya than you did, but Ned, they made Ned more prominent. And I don't dislike the actors that are playing the roles. It's just the high school thing to me. Sal, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but the suit, the spandex suit with the AI in it, it's like you're really pushing the science a little bit too far. Like, I could understand Iron Man, that was his whole gimmick, but you're taking Iron Man's gimmick and putting that on Spider-Man. Now you're not Spider-Man anymore. You're Iron Spider.
Yeah.
Why?
There's no reason for it. Salvador, take us away.
So here is. Sorry, loud ass cars. So here's my take on this, right? I liked the what do they call it? I think the merchandising card at the hero suit, the red and black one from Far From Home. I liked that. It had some of the Iron Man gimmicks in it, but it was mostly him in this suit. You know what I mean? Once he got on the ground, there wasn't a whole lot of Iron Man in it that I can recall, but I haven't seen it since it came out. But I feel like what they're actually doing in doing this is they're setting him up for failure when Sony gets him back. Because when Sony gets gets Spider-Man back, they don't have Iron Man. So he's going to have a no-powered suit. He's just going to have to be Peter Parker and Spider-Man on his own. And I feel like people are going to go see those movies and be like, it's not the same. It's not what I'm used to. Unsubscribe. So
he's right, though. Yeah,
he is.
That's pretty dead on.
It is, because that's basically what and this is it, man. We were talking about this on a post earlier, I think with Alex. The MCU, like hardcore, like them kids that are like 18, 19, 20, that grew up on the MCU, they're mean little shits, man. If you say anything like, well, you don't even, I'm not even talking like trolling. If you like offer any kind of critique, you just get attacked. Like, if it does not go with the hive mind, you get attacked. They're like little fucking piranhas, dude. Like one of them ain't bad, but you get about 50 or 60 of them in there, and you lose a leg.
That comes from the school systems and how they're being raised right now. Is that everything's protected, no one's
Yep.
wrong. So that's the result you get. Thanks, new math.
fucking common core. Loudy, what do you think, man?
I personally think it's kind of lazy. Like they're using, and I mean, ever since they introduced it, I mean, they've been using Iron Man to like kind of prop up Spider-Man. And that's not the way it should be at all. I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, I guess I kind of understand because, in this universe, Peter Parker's in high school and he's just a kid, even though he wants to be an adult like everybody else. But he's not. But I think in order for to have good character development, I think that you really need to help build him off on it. Stand him alone on his own, so that he doesn't have to rely on the Iron Man gimmicks and all the fucking AI and tech and shit. And just kind of build off what you guys were saying before about how once Sony gets him back and people are going to watch and be like, oh, this isn't the same, we don't like this. And I really feel like that's part of, not mine because I think it was fucking awesome, but I feel like that's part of people's problem with the Joker movie, because it's not the same Joker or style or anything like that. I mean, granted, yes, it's DC, but it's not, people, I feel like people went in expecting an MCU style movie, and that's just not what it is. Not in the slightest.
I think that's been the problem with the MCU, though. That is like the curse and the microcosm of the MCU, is that all the comic book fans now, no matter what side you're on, are going to expect that same level of, the color and the jokes and, haha, but, it's, this formulaic approach that every MCU movie has, like right down to the letter. They're paint by numbers. And like I said, this isn't me attacking the MCU because I enjoy it. But at the same time, I'm starting to like the DC side a little bit better with some of their, like I said, with Shazam and Aquaman. I'm looking forward to. All right, so I'm gonna walk back my my early praise of Birds of Prey right now, because of some comments made by Ewan McGregor. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say I'm gonna walk what I said right the fuck back about Birds of Prey. So, but I'll wait to drop the final guillotine, drop the rope on that one until I actually see some reviews of it. But no, preliminarily, I'm kind of walking it back a little bit.
The coach brought up a good point too with the Marvel thing. It's become so formulaic, especially when you're a company that's releasing 4 films a year now.
Yeah.
And so many people are copying that formula because like, oh my God, these assholes at Marvel made so much money. We got to copy this format. So everybody's copying the format so much. And also you figure, okay, so Marvel releases 4 films a year. The average moviegoer sees about 4 films a year. What do you think they're going to go see? They're going to see all the Marvel movies. So yeah, they naturally expect that formula. And I would like to actually praise WB for having the balls to stand behind doing something refreshingly different. I haven't seen it yet, but just seeing the outcome and everything that's happening right now makes me excited to see it. I'm like, well, if this is driving them crazy and it's breaking boundaries, that's a good thing for Hollywood.
Well, not just that, but I really feel like in regards to the MCU, all of their movies really kind of it's like they use one to prop up the other. There's not really ones that can stand on their own without having some knowledge of a prior movie. I'm sure you have those movies like, you have like the first Thor movie, you have the first Iron Man, like the pretty much the first any of those movies are going to stand on their own. But as you start introducing more of those movies,
the original Avengers all had their own start. They didn't need Iron Man to sign off on it. I mean,
exactly.
Captain America and Thor. Yeah. Why does Spider-Man need help when Spider-Man's already been so popular in pop culture? Oh, this is Disney Marvel Spider-Man, so it has to be our way.
Right. But I feel like, and it's a TV series, but I feel like like a TV show that's done that really well. I mean, yes, they all end up intertwining. And for those of you who do watch it, really think about it, but the American Horror Story TV show, I feel like has done a really good job. I mean, yes, all the seasons connect, but all the seasons can stand apart by themselves without having to use one to like prop up the other. The only one that really did that was the most recent one before this season, Apocalypse. It was pretty much like a continuation of one of the other ones called Coven, but they all intertwined, and I really don't think that you really needed one in order to understand the other, though.
Something else. I got a question for you, Pete, because I know you're a big MCU fan, all right? And you want this to last and be forever. Do you feel that having Iron Man in such a mentor role for Peter Parker just kind of pushes Uncle Ben underneath the bus?
I really do.
That's not fair to the character, is it?
No, it really does kind of do an injustice to Uncle Ben, because in the MCU there really is no Uncle Ben.
No, they just kind of brushed him off to the side.
Yeah,
it was like a mention in passing.
And they used it was like a one-off line on him, and then they used Tony Stark as that surrogate, and then was it Happy ends up dating Aunt May and shit, and it's like, and I had nothing against Marissa Tomei playing Aunt May. I mean,
no,
I just watched.
Nobody has anything against Marissa Tomei here.
Well, I'd like to. That's what I said.
I wish I was against Marissa Tomei.
Giggity.
I'd googity Hergeshmoyen.
Oh, I'm in the mood for some Italian this evening. Oh, Cleveland. Ah, yeah. Oh, bring it on over here to Big Cleve.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I really, like I said, I don't think we need to see Uncle Ben die again in another Spider-Man. But I mean, for them to not even, include him posthumously is a slight to the character.
At least a flashback in one of the movies, just to acknowledge that, remember Uncle Ben was important in Peter's life, and now he's like a blip on the radar that's been swept under the rug.
Even if one of those montages like, I will remember you, just something like that.
Who would have been the Uncle Ben to Marissa Tomei's Aunt May, though, is my
Joe
question.
Pesci.
Hell yeah. Joe Pesci.
Danny DeVito.
Yep.
Danny DeVito.
I bet the Chinese food here is horrible.
But we're in fucking Georgia. Where are you going to find good? Why are you here for Chinese?
Oh, yeah, like you blend.
You know what? Boom. We just shoehorned My Cousin Vinny into the MCU.
There's our movie for tonight. My cousin Uncle Ben.
My cousin Uncle Ben.
My cousin Ben.
All right, I'm gonna write that one down. Is that a sequel to the Uncleverse?
Sure.
The
We'll Kevin Feige that shit in later. Yeah.
We'll just retcon it. It's fine.
Retcon that in later.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
The only thing I have against like them, okay, so they don't acknowledge Uncle Ben in the MCU. However, there's several little things like Easter eggs that are for Uncle Ben. So that kind of gets on my nerves. I'm like, you can't.
Does Marissa Tomei have a box of Uncle Ben's long grain rice in her cupboard or something? Or?
No, you haven't seen the Far From Home, but like
not yet. No.
So there's a part on there where it's Ben's initials on the suitcase that Peter has.
Mm.
And then in Homecoming, I believe it's in like the cab. There's like something in the cab, or I can't remember now. I have to go back and look. But it's like, again, little Easter eggs, but yet they don't acknowledge him as a person.
Yeah, I just remember the one suitcase scene and the cab thing, but
they just feel like he's been brushed aside by Tony Stark.
Yep.
You said that was in the Far From Home?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet either.
Yeah, there might be another one too in Homecoming. I have to go back and watch them. But
in Homecoming, I just remember a mention like once in the entire movie. I have that on Blu-ray and I've seen it a couple of times, but I just remember being mentioned once.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not going to acknowledge him, why not have Tony Stark's initials on the suitcase? And you know what I mean? Like, why bring him in little spots like that, but yet you don't acknowledge him?
I don't know. That's Kevin Feige.
Because that's not what business daddy wants.
Yeah, that's not what President Business wants.
But it just, I don't know, like it just, it gets on my nerves because I'm like it's almost, I don't know, slap in the face, I guess, because it's like I just roll my eyes when those.
I get where you come from, MJ. Spider-Man was my favorite comic book when I was a kid too. I used to buy those, and I didn't care if I bought them out of context because I just liked reading things with Spider-Man art in them.
Yeah,
I get it. I do.
I'm really excited. So I just got a week visit trip with my nephew. So we're gonna start on the Spider-Man comics that I've had piled up here in my closet, and I'm excited about it. But I have a feeling that I'm gonna be quickly disappointed. So.
Well, it's not a Captain Marvel comic, so I mean, there's that.
Catman Marbles.
Catman Mediocre is about ready to get rebooted.
Captain Karen.
She will never be in my closet.
She will speak to your manager.
No, she will openly tell you that she's a lesbian. It's fine. She won't be in your closet.
Yeah, she doesn't need to be in the closet. No, that's like what she's been. This will be the 11th reboot in 6 years or something like that now.
Yeah, I just read another thing about that.
And
then
the
reboots.
The sales from the first issue, like, spikes. So everybody's like, "Look, she does sell books," but then they drop off immediately the second month because everybody's
it's that moving of the goalpost, man. They have to keep moving it to make sure it's an easy victory. Yeah.
But that's how many of those people went and bought the first episode to make sure that it was still bad? Yeah,
probably none. But I mean, no, it's I don't know.
It's a good comic book, guys.
Spawn.
Cyberfrog. I read the first issue of Cyberfrog. I really dug it.
I did not order Cyberfrog. I kind of wish
heard of Cyberfrog.
Maybe it's just been a long time since I bought an issue 1 of anything, so it was like the allure of starting something from the beginning. I just hope that series continues because I'm like, I want some more of that.
I liked it.
That's all I could ask for a comic book is that I want more of it.
Okay.
It's EVS's comic, Monica.
I know.
Yeah.
Ethan, yeah. Well, it was like a running comic back in the 90s?
I guess so. I've never heard of it. Yeah.
I have the first 4 issues.
Okay. See, that's pretty, because he worked on a lot of stuff, like it was like Green Lantern and shit. So you said you read it. You liked this, Sal?
I liked it, and I have some opinions on it that if you want me to, I can go into it, or we can move on. It doesn't matter.
You know what? I want to read. I got to read that, man. I might have you actually just because you got a couple of copies, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Just send me one. I'll read it and I'll send it back to you. I just want to check it out, and then we'll do a discussion on it.
Okay.
Because I definitely, and Adam, you said you've got it too, right?
Yeah. I really got a kick out of it.
We can do that because I'm sure. I don't know if Alex got it too. We could have we could do a discussion of Cyberfrog.
Maybe they had me at cyber. I don't know. Me and robots.
Yeah.
It just
like cyber sex.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
I won't go into the comic too much, but I did like it. I liked it a lot. But initially, we were told that it was going to be like a standalone story, that it would be part of a sequence of 4, but you could read it as its own story. Except it leaves you on a cliffhanger, so it's not its own story. And as much as I'm looking forward to the next Cyberfrog, it took almost a year to get this one. So even if he starts funding tomorrow, it could be a year before we get the next one. That's my only hang up on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only tough thing about like the Indiegogo book, stuff like that, is if you're waiting for, like you said, like a series or something, it takes a long time. But I mean, it's still we're all anxiously awaiting Stealing Solo. But we've seen all the panels and stuff, and the art that's come out thus far. So I'm very optimistic for that book, just based on what we've seen thus far out of that. So
yes, sir.
I am stoked to get that one. Now back to Spider-Man here. Talking point number 2 is what does this do to his involvement in Sony's Spider-Verse, excuse me. I I don't know what a spider burst is, but no, really,
It's when all the web builds up and then it goes.
it's
the
a
back of
spider
it.
burst. That's a spider climax. All right.
I bet you
Look at
can
it all
find
over
it
your
on the
face.
World Wide Web.
That's
But
a double entendre
Wah,
there.
wah.
So let's see. Wait, Flax is still waiting for his. Hey, look, Brian Kephart is here. Thank you for
Hey,
joining us,
baby.
Brian. Anyone's new, don't forget to give them a like, subscribe, and share. A lot of content. Yes, that's it. Off topic. What anyone's take on? We'll talk Joker a little bit more here in a little bit because we're
Stay
going
tuned,
to
brother.
yeah, stay tuned, my man, because we're going to we'll talk about that in a little bit because like I said, me and Adam are gonna go see that this weekend.
Yes.
So and then we're gonna do a discussion on that. Appalachian Americans in the house. What's up, Cock Waffles and Monica? Well, at least you didn't get lumped in with us, the Cock Waffles, Monica.
Hey,
That could be a band, Monica and the Cock Waffles.
Oh my god.
is that like Pecan Sandy's?
That's probably not something she wants on her resume, Pete.
What band were you in? I was in a band called Monica and the Cock Waffles. Y'all just want to test my patience, I see. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
he
Hey,
has none. Is that B? He has
Yeah,
no
that's B.
patience. This is gonna be bad.
but so keeping him in the MCU and turning him into Iron Spider, what does that do to his appearance in Sony, his presence in Sony? For me, it's gonna damage it a little bit because, like you said, I think Adam, you said earlier, he's gonna go over there and he's not gonna have a suit with all his tech in it. He's gonna be regular Spider-Man.
That makes
And-
me actually excited to see what Sony will do with him.
And absolutely, because I like him for Spider-Man, and that's what I like so much about the.
And if they do a better take on
him,
him, then what's that mean for the MCU?
that's going to make it's probably going to piss him off because, especially if you get a high gross out of like Spider-Man 4, which is supposed to take place over in the Sony Spider-Verse. So I
will probably pay to go see that movie.
I honestly will. I don't know if I'll go see Spider-Man 3. It depends on, what we get. If they say, hey, because I've heard rumblings that they're talking this Sinister Six in the MCU now, and I'm like, don't you fucking do that. Don't you fuck no, god damn it, no. Spider-Man 4, the villain's gonna be Craven, or 3? They say 3 or 4. I think it's 3. It's gonna be Craven. I can't remember.
What will they call it?
4.
Spider-Man Home Again, Home Again?
I think so.
Jig.
Jiggity jig.
Spider-Man out
Yeah.
for a pack of cigarettes.
Spider-Man. I went to the store for Skittles and iced tea, and this is what happened. But seriously, I don't.
Spider-Man 3, Uncle Ben's my bitch, yo.
Spider-Man 3. Who the fuck is Uncle Ben? Isn't Uncle Ben that guy with the rice?
Yeah.
No, I don't like it though. I mean, like I said, it'll probably make the MCU mad if he goes over there and it's just regular Spider-Man and they've got him in some kick-ass angle, and he's doing his thing with Venom over there, or any one of the Sinister Six characters. I mean, Craven. I'm looking forward to the Craven gimmick. That's going to be cool. I really. And then you have the Dimitri character from Far From Home that was just the bus driver, and
AKA
Seth.
Chameleon.
Yep, Chameleon. Absolutely, man. And you've got, like I said, you still got Scorpion. Michael Keaton could reprise his role as Vulture, and I would be perfectly all right with that because that was one of the brightest spots in the 2 solo movies for me was Michael Keaton as Vulture. And that's the thing, is like it really isn't that physically of a taxing role for him, and he's still in good enough shape to where he could do the mocap work, or they could do what they did with Sean Gunn and have him come in, have him come in and do just have somebody like that, handle the mocap work for the actor. So, I think it's a good thing, but I don't think that if Sony does it right, I don't think that there's going to be any issue with him going over there. Monica, what do you think?
Honestly, this is how shitty I think Marvel's getting. If he goes over to Sony and has, a decent movie, whatever, and it's not in line with what Marvel wants, I just have a feeling they're going to ignore everything that he did. and just act like none of it happened, which is going to piss me off, you know? But yeah, I don't know. No words. Because it's Spider-Man. I'm going to go watch it no matter what. So I can't say anything.
No.
No.
I know you'll go see it regardless, you know. And I'm not.
I am looking forward to a different take on it being at Sony, and you know, with the whole Venom and all that. Like, I'm kind of really, I really want that movie. So
Yep.
that's my, I want that. Like, you want the Sinister Six. So
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna give them my money and pay to see it in the theater. So.
What say you, Groove?
I want to piggyback off what Monica said. You put Spider-Man and Venom in the same movie, I'll pay to see that.
Yep.
That sounds really exciting to me, especially since they finally found somebody to get Venom right.
Yeah, you mean
it's not Topher Grace. So
Eric Foreman is Venom.
Those fangs, man. Oh. God. Those goddamn Halloween store fangs, you know?
I can't help but like watch it every time it's on though.
I still enjoy
There's a lot to like in that movie.
But then
everybody just remembers the bad parts, but there was a lot of parts of that movie like that. Remember that opening sequence with the Sandman?
Yeah.
God, that was amazing.
It still gives me chills.
It was great. I was like, this movie's awesome.
But then you get
everybody just remembers the bad stuff. Yeah,
you get the Venom, and Topher Grace just turns his head, and those fangs come out, and you just can't not laugh at it because
the Venom and the really bad Hobgoblin was pretty lame in that movie too. It showed a lot of promise. It's like you could see where the Sam Raimi stopped, and then the rest of the studio jumped in. You can almost feel the seams where those things were connected in. You know?
Yeah.
That was Avi Arad's fault.
Yup.
Yes, sir.
You bastard.
That was all Avi Arad.
I might watch that movie again tonight. I just bought it today. So
I watched The Amazing Spider-Man the other night with Andrew Garfield. I sat through the whole goddamn thing. And you know, I'm just like, I can. It's still not great. You know, the second one is even worse. But I can still watch it. You know, and even though Andrew Garfield is just not a good Spider-Man, but there were some cool things about it.
No, I don't want nothing to do with those movies. I don't need them.
I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe they made as much money as they did.
I saw the first one in the theater, and I was just extremely disappointed with it. I'm like, well, that really went nowhere.
Oh, like I said, they're at the bottom too. I put Spider-Man 3 above either of those two from the Raimi trilogy, easy, you know. But
I practically expected to see Peter Parker walking out with a My Chemical Romance T-shirt on or something.
Just My Chemical Romance. That was my shit back in high school.
Oh, I was never that much of a fan. Just never was. Sal, what do you think? What will this do to his Spidey over in the Sony Spider-Verse? Him being little Iron Man Jr. in the MCU.
Sorry, the cars are out in droves tonight. That one was a motorcycle.
No problem.
So I feel like I kind of jumped the gun and gave my answer on the last segment, but I feel like it's gonna. They're hoping to irreparably damage him when he goes to the Sony because he won't have the Iron Man tech anymore. But I think for the actual fans that aren't, casuals or I guess what we would call normies, will be like finally an actual Spider-Man that's not Iron Spider or fucking Tony Jr. But I'd like to ask a quick question since everyone wants to shit on, the third Spider-Man and all that. Who was worse, that Hobgoblin from the third one, or what do they call him, the new Goblin from Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I didn't see Amazing Spider-Man 2, so I can't judge. But based on what I've seen, I would definitely take the Hobgoblin from Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
Yeah. It was pretty fucking awful.
I haven't seen it, so I can't tell you.
You haven't seen Spider-Man 3?
Again, Pete, you're talking to the guy.
Yeah,
who
true.
didn't go to the MCU until 10 years after it came out.
True.
So
That's all right. That's all right. I just I didn't I did
Loudy's
not know.
always late to the party.
It's, he
Yeah,
was
I know. Like seriously, I went to a house party the other day, and all I did was bring in Oingo Boingo and like a bunch of other '80s party music.
Nice.
They were still partying the fucking Backstreet Boys. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm just not there yet.
shit. No, so you think that I mean, you don't think that would like help the Sony side of it, Sal? Him going over there and just being regular Spider-Man as compared.
I said, I feel like for us it would.
Yeah.
Like we would like it a lot more, but for the normies, they're gonna be like, this isn't what I like. Unsubscribe.
Just please God, don't do another origin story. You can't do that now. You're
I
past
feel like
that.
they're just gonna drag them over there and be like, because Venom takes place in California, so maybe something will happen. You know, his identity's been revealed, so maybe he uproots and goes to California or something. They'll find a way around it. But I feel like in terms of box office opening weekend will probably be really solid, and then all the fucking people will come out of the woodwork being, you know, trash talking it and shit because they want Marvel to retain all rights, and it's going to be a point of contention.
They want to have all their eggs in the prettier basket.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, again, to reiterate, it'll be good for us, but overall, it'll probably damage the character.
I think you're definitely onto something. It could damage them. The only thing is with Spider-Man, I think they're so lucky that he is like outside of probably Batman and Superman, the most recognizable superhero on Earth. So his merchandise will always sell, even if there's not a movie to sell at the time. You know, his toys and clothes that'll always sell because like it's just recognizable. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this though: if you want to get asses in seats, say, "Oh, by the way, this movie is going to be directed by Sam Raimi." Bazinga!
Oh God,
That'll put some butts in the seats.
That'll put my butt in a seat. It'll never happen, but it would work.
I would if he did that on the
anything
Sony
can
side,
happen if you fork up enough money. All right, Natalie Portman's a proof of that.
When you saw Captain Marvel make $1 billion because they forked up enough money.
Oh, barf.
Thank you very much.
And I'm out.
I want to get you out on time. I waited a little bit to drop that one. Oh no! What do you think, Loudy?
Well, I can tell you that if Bonesaw doesn't make an appearance, I'm not in the slightest bit interested.
Bonesaw is ready.
Oh yeah, I got you for 3 minutes.
A little playtime.
That was my.
That's what I tell my old lady.
I made that meme a while ago out of that Bonesaw, and I was like, when you pay the fetish hooker up front and you low key know you're gonna be done in a minute, and he's like, I got you for the full hour, freak show. You ain't going nowhere.
You know what? I'm not even into wrestling, and I love the Bonesaw sequence. I fucking love it.
Man, Randy Savage,
Yeah,
like
man.
the most lovable guy ever.
It's so funny. That sequence is great. It's just everything about it works.
But
and you got Ash in there, like, what's his name? Oh God, that sucks. Spider-Man.
call him Spider Babe.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce fucking Campbell.
So you what do you think, Loudy? Do you think it's gonna hurt him going over there, doing double duty with if they give him 2 separate power sets? You think it's gonna damage the character?
I think it will, because like we were talking about earlier, you've got those hardcore MCU children, and they're all like, and they're gonna see the Sony version of it, and they're gonna be like, this isn't what my Spider-Man does. I don't want to see any of this. No, we unsubscribe just like Sal would say. We're gonna unsubscribe because it's not gonna be as flashy, and it's not gonna be as high tech. And they're just not going to be interested. And it's sad because before Spider-Man even got into the MCU, it wasn't about the tech. It was the fact that he got bit by a spider and he had all of these superpowers. Now, it wasn't about fucking tech. And I really think that also really tells where we are as a society when we can't just have, the normal the normal classic anymore. We have to spice it up. We have to add all these fucking bells and whistles to keep everybody's fucking attention in.
Gotta dangle them shiny keys in front of their face to keep their attention.
Pretty fucking much.
You know what, Sal? I think what Sal says is actually the reality. I think Pete and I are trying to be a little bit more optimistic, but damn it, I just get tired of being so damn negative all the time. I want to have something to look forward to, but I have to agree that Sal is probably Sal's theory is probably where it's going to go.
Yep. I can't disagree with that, man.
Damn you, Sal, for being realistic.
I know. How dare you? How dare you?
You just ruined Christmas for everybody, Dan.
I'm sorry, I keep making sense. I can't help it.
I know. I didn't even have my popcorn.
Now, one thing I didn't bring up and kind of just dawned on me, I'd be curious to know how many of the villains that they've already introduced, like Spider-Man villains, that they're going to be able to take to Sony. Because Sony owns them.
Yeah,
like Vulture and Scorpion and all those. So I'm interested to know how many of those will be able to follow over.
I don't want to see any Doc Ock past Alfred Molina. I don't.
Yeah,
leave that character alone.
That's my problem.
His was the best villain in all of Spider-Man was Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina.
Yep,
true. But also with that, like if they did do Vulture, his suit was made out of Chitauri tech. Say that 5 times fast.
I can't even say it once.
I refuse to say that 5 times fast.
And they won't be able to take that to Sony because that's MCU exclusively. So I'm just kind of wondering how much that'll be able to translate, or if they can take anybody. So
yeah, I'm curious to know which villains they do have the rights to.
Well, all of them, as far as
all
I know.
Of them? Okay.
Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got, was it like 900?
Man, who would I want to see them do though? That's the question. I have to think about that one.
Yeah, there's like 900 characters.
I want to see them strike a deal with Warner Brothers and use Bob the Goon.
That would be fucking awesome. Bob the Goon come back. Bob, you're my number one guy.
Bob Gun.
Yeah, that would be a coup. If
just do Venom, that would be the smart move. Have Venom and have Carnage be the villain. You know what I mean? Have a team, an unlikely team up. First, it's like a versus, and then eventually it's a team up, and they go against Carnage.
Yeah, that's like my favorite comic.
They're doing well. That's what Venom 2 and Venom 3 are going to.
In fact, if they do that first, then they'll have a hit on their hands, and then people will be like, I don't know, giving you a run for your money. That's the most optimistic thing. If I was in charge of Sony, that's the first thing I'd want to do. I'm like, we've got to get Spider-Man and Venom together somehow, some way.
I want
Spider-Man maximum homage.
Right the fuck away.
Maximum homage. Nice. I want to see Venom 2 break $1 billion. I really do. Because I think that'll shut a lot of the people over on the Marvel side up about that, laughing about Venom. Like, you slept on that movie and it made $860 million worldwide. So, and it didn't have people buying out seats. So,
but it didn't make $1 billion.
Yeah, that's the bar. That's the bar.
I will punch you in your face.
It didn't have any Iron Man. Unsubscribe.
Yeah, there wasn't any Iron Man tech in it. Nobody was wearing the iron. I don't want to watch this. This is bullshit.
There was no Iron Man. There was no Iron Throne. I am not interested.
There wasn't even an Iron Dong.
Aww.
I feel like Cleveland's only allowed to watch War Machine movies because there's no Loretta doesn't allow white cinema in the house.
Loretta doesn't allow white superheroes in her house, especially the one that's named Black Widow.
How come War Machine doesn't get his own origin story? It's so racist.
We synced it in Iron Man and Iron Man 2. God damn it.
But he needs
because
his own
nobody
movie
wants
because
to
it's
work.
racist.
Nobody wants to work with Terrence Howard.
Cleveland Brown convention.
Looky here, Loudy.
I was conceived during a Cleveland Browns game.
I'll come down to that bottom square. Oh, and then Brown will take the square. Ha ha ha.
Oh, you fucking crackhead.
I'm not skinny enough to be a crackhead.
You need it to be a crackhead. That's what you sound like.
like-
Seriously.
I wonder what Harry Carey has to say about all this.
The problem is,
I was gonna say Sale does that one all the
Yep.
time.
I was trying to get him going. Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, a cut off your own hand. Which would you choose?
Wait, are there any colored folk in Amazing Spider-Man 2, or Loretta won't let me watch it?
Yes, the black eyes that I gave myself.
Oh, wait, LaWanda's in that, isn't she?
Meanwhile, Jamie Foxx is about to ruin Spawn. I'll
Is-
rock your world.
hey, I
Oh.
loved Spawn.
I do too. I don't want to see Jamie Foxx play Spawn. That's not my choice, man.
Who played Spawn in the '97 movie?
He was good, man.
Who the fuck
I
was
can't
that?
remember his name. I gotta look
Hang
it up
on.
again. Yeah, Michael Jai White. He was
That's
actually
right.
good. And you know what? He still looks good. There's no reason why he couldn't just reprise his role in a better Spawn movie.
Wasn't Danny DeVito the fat guy?
No,
No,
that
that
was
was
John
John-
Leguizamo.
Yes.
Oh, that was John Leguizamo. Okay, my
And he was
bad.
brilliant in
He
that
was.
part.
Mm-hmm.
He
It's a
also did
terrible
the
movie,
voice
but
for the
he was-
animated
he was
version, I believe.
Part of the best parts of it where John Leguizamo is clone.
Again, I haven't seen that movie since it came out, and that was what, 1996, 98?
It's 97, and I'm just
Yep.
warning you, it is not aged well.
I'm
No.
sure it hasn't. I
Yeah.
remember being a kid and
Make sure you
watching-
put your nostalgia goggles on tight when you watch it. That's all
Oh,
I'm
I fucking
saying.
will. Those things can't fall off.
Yeah,
I just remember watching the cartoon with my brother as a kid, and no one saying anything. And the 7-year-old Loudy was watching Spawn and reading the comic books.
Yeah, I was introduced to Spawn when I was in boot camp, and when we had Liberty, we went to a bunch of guys went to comic book shops, and they came back with Spawn comic books, and that's all I know about Spawn was like I'm like, what you reading? That looks like pretty cool art. This is only the most important comic ever. I'm like, gotcha.
The fuck was he, comic book guy from The Simpsons?
Pretty much. I mean, these were guys that I was in boot camp with, and they all came back with Spawn comic books. They were like serious comic collectors, and that was like the shit.
Sir, it is only the best comic book in all of cinema.
Pretty
Sounds
much.
good.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. The
They,
comic
they
book
that's
guy
what they were doing. They
Simpsons.
didn't have the exact same voice, but that they were really into that. I'm like, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I discovered it later than that, like a couple of years later. And
If you were to read issue 43 of Spawn, you would understand.
Actually,
my favorite iteration of that was the HBO animated series. That shit was dope.
Yes, it was.
Actually, Spawn is now attributed to the downfall of comics in the mid-90s, along with Jim Lee's X-Men. They started the first issue hype that has currently killed comics. Thank you very much.
Whoever the fuck did the animation on that Spawn series, I wanted them to do a Punisher for the same fucking channel. Just do an animated Punishers with the same animators, but you know
That would be HBO, sir.
that would make too much sense.
That'd be the hobo channel, sir.
The Hobo Network.
The hobo network. All the hobos.
And their Sharpies. Loudy and I had a conversation about that.
Yes, we sure as fuck did. I found this meme, and it was this couple. You know, there's always that meme of the couple laying in bed where the woman's like, "Oh, he's probably thinking about other women," and it's just some random thought. Well, this one just happened to be, how come whenever I go to look for a Sharpie, I can't seem to find one, but yet homeless people's cardboard signs are always written in Sharpies. Homeless people must have all the Sharpie markers.
That's fucking deep, man. That's gonna have me up
Except for
tonight.
down here, most of them are written in pen. So
Well, up here in Cincinnati, most of
I
those
know, in
motherfuckers-
fancy
yeah,
Cincy, we talked
Yeah,
about the
we
fancy
sure did.
homeless people.
we sure did.
Maybe that's why they're still homeless in your area, because no one can read pen when they're driving by.
Man, really wish people could read my sign, but it's written in ink, or it's written in pen and not in Sharpie.
No, I literally I get so pissed off because you'll be driving. They're on every corner down here, and most of them work full time. They just go. And do
that's
that
their
on the
full
side.
time job.
Yeah, and so you drive past a McDonald's that's like now hiring, and then there's a homeless dude standing there with a sign. I'm like, no, go get you a job.
Those fuckers make like $80K a year.
Yup.
I know, tax free.
Shit, wish
So
I
they
had
can
that.
afford some Sharpies, is what you're saying.
Yes, those motherfuckers can afford Sharpies and fucking fresh ass tracksuit pants.
They've got war.
High
They've got
fiber
war
cardboard.
chests.
Yeah.
War chests full of Sharpies and track pants. That's currency to them. They
I
don't
just-
need.
I
They
just
don't
have a
want
feeling.
money.
I just have a feeling that they're always on the move though, because they can't stay in the same place once, which is why all their shit's written on cardboard boxes.
Are they all from Eastern European countries if they're wearing like Those kind of
Track.
pants. Do they also have fucking Adidas shoes and wife beaters on?
They do, except
Four
the-
gold
the
chains.
The guy that comes to mind for me is white, and he has this thick ass beard. I can't remember his name. I used to know his name,
Santa
but
Claus.
no, not Satan Claus. All I know is that when I was bouncing at the bar down here, he would always carry a sign that says "Why lie? I need beer," and he actually got arrested one night. Apparently, I have a very, very close family member that works at a certain jail down here in Cincinnati, and that family member was able to tell me that this guy had his own place to live and a full-time job, and I'm like, you're fucking joking me. And this
No.
motherfucker's asking for beer on Friday and Saturday nights. I will gut him like a goddamn fish and fucking use his intestines as a scarf.
That's why you don't donate to them. It makes me so mad.
I don't. That shit's a
I'm
fucking
gonna wear
rat.
his face like a funny little hat.
Like God, yeah, it gets me going because
What is that episode of South Park? Change. You got any change?
The homeless episode.
Change.
California,
Really?
they
Yeah,
love
no,
homeless.
It just makes me think of that scene from UHF where he's like, "You got any change?" And he sits there and counts it out. He's like, $1.
Hey,
Thanks."
mister. That was an Indian headband where he says, I got me a nice watch. It's a Rolex. Thanks a lot, mister. And you know the guy that was like the villain in that owned the rival TV
Yeah,
station?
it's like Channel 8 or something.
Yep. He was like the protagonist in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original old black and white one. There's a little bit of cinema trivia.
Are you
I don't
frozen?
mind that we
he's
cut away to
frozen.
UHF
Okay.
because that's my future. I want all of us to be our own UHF. All of us.
Yes. That dude.
And then we'll be right next to a Spatulas R Us.
Spatula City. Spatula
Spatula
City.
City.
Buy 10 spatulas. Get the 11th one free.
Okay.
Or for just a penny. Spatula City. Have any of you ever seen UHF other than me and Adam?
I haven't on
watched
Blair
it
X
yesterday.
has.
What's that, Sal?
I watched it yesterday.
You did that movie? I fucking love that
Yeah,
movie.
I have it on DVD. I
Yep,
love it.
me too. I bought it at Walmart for like
Is
$2.
it the Universal Ho Force?
No, it's a guy inherits a TV station, and to keep from losing a TV station, they got to hurry up and come up with shows. So they're just coming up with shit off the cuff, kind of like the way Pete and I come up with movies. They just start finding their friends and they just coming up with shows, and they're trying to make money to save the station, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's called UHF. It came out like what, 1989 or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think it's 89. Yeah,
It's got a young Michael Richards playing
Yep.
Stanley Spadowski.
he's amazing in that movie.
Oh god!
lucky little boy. You know why? Because you get to drink from the fire hose.
Yup.
All right, hang on a second. I gotta. We're gonna do this right now. That's it. Whoops, hang on. Not yet. But no, continue. Talk
I'm
amongst
scared.
yourselves.
I'm scared.
I know.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I am so frightened. I've never been so frightened in my life. What is he
Huh?
gonna do?
This better not be porn.
Knowing
Yeah,
him,
the thing is,
it won't be that bad.
We can't see what he's doing below the neck, so
Oh,
I
God.
turned my
No,
camera
but-
off.
yeah.
Well, hi kids. Do you like violence? You drove 9 inch nails through each one of my eyelids.
yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see here. Where's it at? All right, that we'll go back over. Yeah, since we're talking some UHF, I figured
I know. What were we talking about?
Spider-Man.
Oh,
That's okay.
that's right.
That's okay. Here we go. Let's get this.
Yay.
You probably won't be able to get much of the audio, but we all know what happens. So. You found the marble in the oatmeal. You're a lucky, lucky little boy. Maybe he's got 2 old people randomly in there with him.
Mm-hmm.
This
Part of
is-
me likes to think that those are like Weird Al's grandparents or something.
I would think so, probably.
Which in reality, that would probably decapitate the kid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Where he cuts off his thumb. There's a deleted scene where he goes, I always tell my students to put these in their mouth until they can get to the hospital. And he puts his fucking thumb in his mouth. Now, over here's the drill press.
Oh yeah, that movie. That's just like a taste of the insanity there, man. That movie's great. It doesn't get any better than the ninjas. What is it? Wasn't Giddy Watanabe one of them?
Yeah, he was Kumi. You're so stupid.
Yeah, look, Wheel of Fish.
Yeah.
You took the box, stupid. You get nothing.
You get a red snapper.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh God, that movie. Oh, and what was the other one? The Miguel, was it Miguel's World of Animals or whatever? The dude that has the show in his apartment. He's like, badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers. He's trying to teach the poodles how to fly.
He just tosses them. Oh man.
1, 2, 3, fly, Fifi. Boom. Oh, guess we gotta try again. Hey, where you going? He's got a pile of poodles outside of his window from him throwing these fucking poodles out of the window. It was great. It's absolutely wonderful. The movie's a gift. It is.
It's our future.
It truly is.
And in a roundabout way, that's kind of what Marvel's going to evolve into without Spider-Man.
Basically,
it won't be clever enough to make it work, though.
That's the thing, no, because it'll throw their complete formula right out the window.
That's what their WandaVision and their streaming service is going to ascend into.
Madness.
Yep.
It's going to be madness. I'm not going to do the whole Muse thing, but there you go. There you go. It's like one of the only Muse songs I like. So, are we going to talk a little Star Wars? I think we're going to talk a little Star Wars. But is Brian still in the chat? Because far be it from me to not give the people what they want. Is Capart still here?
Yeah, help a brother out.
All right.
Brian, you still in the chat? Brian, is that you?
Hey,
Brian, get over here.
Hey, Brian, it's me, bitch Stewie, Brian. Oh, gee, I can't wait to be your friend, Brian. I'm gonna wash your shoes and be a Brian. Oh, hey, I don't feel so good, Brian. My jaw fell off.
Hey, did you wash my car like I asked you to?
Yeah, I sure did. You know, I didn't get it real clean, but God, I did the best I could, Brian.
No, but I threw a rock at it.
If by watch it, you mean put a rock through the windshield, I watched it good, Brian. Oh. Oh, Lord.
I need you to meet him in real life because, yeah, I know he's rolling right now listening to this.
You just call him B-Rye at work. B-Rye.
Just call him B-Rye. What's up, B-Rye?
How's that novel going, B-Rye? Got a protagonist, antagonist, got a little struggle, some difficulty for them to overcome?
At the speed of love. Is it sad that I've always wanted to read that book and I fucking hate reading books?
I know, it's like I've got those Neil Gaiman Sandman graphic novels my sister brought over for me to read, and it's like I want to read them, but every time I have time to read, it's like I have a fucking video. Like, seriously, you want to talk about suffering? I worked on that fucking godforsaken Batwoman video for like I watched the show, okay? It took me 3 hours to write that review. This is rewinding, pausing, going back over lines of dialogue and bullshit like that.
You know, you should find some self-torture, Pete, that takes less time. Like, you know, squeeze one of your testicles in a lemon squeezer.
You know what? I tried to pay this random woman to like hit me in the grundle with a bag, like in in James Bond, but she wouldn't do it.
Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was like, just hit me in the grundle, just for here's $200. You know, no, wouldn't do it. I'm like 400. No, I'm like, all right, maybe I'm weird.
I kind of after Daniel Craig's latest shenanigans, kind of want to reenact that scene. You know, just kind of kidnap him and start it all over again. Hey, remember that scene you did with Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah,
we're gonna relive that moment. I'm Mads Mikkelsen.
When did James Bond turn into such a bitch?
I don't know, man.
God.
Pierce Brosnan
was the one that hired Phoebe hyphen. That was his. He did that shit.
Yeah, that's the problem. You brought in freaking the LGBT.
Why would you invite Why would
The
you
alphabet
invite
people.
disaster into your shit? Oh,
Yep.
I forgot you didn't create it. So what the fuck do you care?
Yep, you bring the
I
alphabet
know.
people
I'll
in.
ruin it on my way out so that I'll be the last James Bond ever. Bazinga!
That's what happens, man. You bring the alphabet people in. There they go.
You'll have to wait 10
Fuck
fucking years
shit
to bring
up.
it back to where it'll be where it used to be. You know, they're gonna have to hit the reset button.
Instead of it's dee 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 dee. You know, I mean, some fruity little shit. I don't know. So Brian wants to talk a little bit of Joker. Hey, Brian, you still here? We're gonna talk Joker, Brian. You really like it, Brian. So he wanted us to talk about Joker. What now? What did you want? I have all the spoilers already. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but
Yeah, please don't spoil it because
No,
I won't.
no
I won't.
spoilers.
I won't.
You did that already to yourself. I don't
Yep.
want to. I want to go
No.
in. I'm trying to avoid certain reviews. Like I would love to watch the Red Letter Media review, but they like to jump into the spoilers, and I'm like, nope, not gonna
Yeah.
do it. Gonna wait till I watch it. Yeah.
Pete is like a non-surprise person. Like
I
he's
only
one of
allow
those
things
that,
to be spoiled for me if I'm kind of on the fence about seeing it. You know what I mean? Like I allowed myself to be spoiled for the last Spider-Man movie because I'm like, I don't really give a shit right now. You know, I was like, go ahead and spoil it. But Joker is something that I've been anticipating, so I don't want to be spoiled.
Endgame was like, I was pissed when I found out Robert Downey Jr. died. The morning of, like literally
God, spoilers.
2 hours. Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. dies?
Yep. He died.
Not Iron Man.
So I
just
guess
Robert
Iron
Downey
Man.
Jr.
I guess
Robert
the
Downey
next thing
Jr.
you're gonna
died.
tell me is that Captain Marvel's barely in the movie, and at some point she gets a haircut or something.
Don't worry.
A
She's
CGI haircut.
yeah, it's CGI as fuck. Oh, Reed Larson.
Yeah.
Recollapse.
The Repocalypse. Can you imagine they clone Brie Larson? They'd be like,
Please God don't.
he cloned Brie
why
Larson.
would you ever say that? Ever?
Because
What
you
is
know how many-
wrong with
You
you?
just
know-
triggered Monica. What the fuck?
do you know how many
God.
managers would be spoken to in one day? It would be
There's not enough
ridiculous.
managers to go around. What are you
There's
talking
not.
about?
Can I talk to you? It's like that episode of Family Guy where Peter clones Robin Williams. All the Brie Larsons asking
No.
to talk to the manager at the same fucking time.
I'm signing my resignation now. I'm
It's
done.
that Marvel character that splits into a whole bunch of different people.
Multiple man.
What the fuck?
Multiple man, yeah, multiple Captain multiple Marvel.
What? She's so
What?
OP. She's
Yeah,
so
Why
OP.
are you ruining my life?
She's,
You're telling me it's not.
she's so OP. Why don't they just give her that ability too? Split into a bunch of
I mean, isn't
Catman
that what
mediocres.
CW's do? They go into a place and they multiply and then just kind of leech on shit like a cancer. I could see her merging into multiple person.
Gross. So gross.
All of
Yeah,
them running
you're
around.
right. It's terrible.
Can I talk to your manager? Hello, Peter Parker. Thank you very much. I do all my own stunts.
Pizza time.
Just sitting here thinking about Stan. Oh,
They show up to get a haircut and it's just fucking Edward Scissorhands standing there waiting. Sit down, I'll take care.
You're late. I'm
Oh,
not paying for those.
God damn it. Oh, why? What is wrong with me? Oh.
worried about the internet killing too many kittens.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is.
I'm so glad you brought that back.
I put that in there just for you, man.
I did. I was so glad. I was like,
I realized I need to make a new intro and outro, so I like, fuck it, I'll just put the old ones up until I make something new. So
I was like, I missed that. Let's see. Wait, Flare X says one captain meh is enough. No clones.
Seriously.
Oh no, I wouldn't clone.
multiple meh.
Multiple meh.
Ugh.
I mean, unless y'all are trying to smash or something.
The new,
Oh.
No.
no, dude. Can you imagine? Because they'd be flying around with their talon feet.
I've never
They're
woken
fucking-
up with enough
Oh
spite
my
and
God,
hatred
I'm
to say,
out.
you know
I'm
what?
done.
I'm gonna stick my Jimmy John in a piece of plywood. It'll be
Sounds
great.
hot to me.
Captain Marvel with her finger toes landing on tree branches.
Blech.
Perched they'd be perched up there like vultures.
I'm
with
fucking
their-
done.
with
I'm
their-
out. I'm
Stick my
done.
John Thomas in the sycamore tree.
Blech.
You stop it. I can only get so erect.
They all go to get pedicures. You gotta use a belt sander. Oh God, is this what we've become?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
You know, if Marvel doesn't work out for her, she can always find a nice job at Lowe's in the lumber department.
Yeah, she could sand the wood with her feet.
She could also take pictures of her feet and say that there were Mothman sightings.
Inevitable team up with Quentin Tarantino.
The Mothman feet prophecies. I'm
Write that down. Write it down now. You have to write that down.
No,
Oh fuck.
the podiatry prophecy.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Not even he can cleanse this conversation.
No. Monica laughs. She's like, I'm done. I'm gonna get angry text messages now.
Oh,
I'm fucking crying. I can't even write. A film with the Mothman foot prophecies. A film starring Brie Larson and her talents, directed by Quentin Tarantino. Oh, Rex Ryan would probably be in that too, Loudy.
No, Rex Ryan would be a consultant.
You know, work those arches real good.
oh, this is the greatest show on earth.
This is not the greatest show, man.
No.
It is now. It is now.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I think we were going to talk about Joker.
Yeah, it sounds like we should move on to Joker now, gang.
See, I thought we were going to talk about Joker. I didn't know that we were just going to tell jokes for the next half an hour.
And God damn it, if it didn't end up on feed again.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. I thought you meant you wanted us to be jokier.
Didn't you say you wanted us to talk about feet, Brian? Is that what you said?
I mean, go Bucks.
I was so happy they beat
Back in me.
Saturday. Okay, Joker. Brian, look, just ask a question in the chat. I'm out of energy. I've done 20,000 sit-ups laughing today. What is it? Does anybody have anything they want to start with regarding Joker?
Can we start with the controversies and people walking out of the theater? I'd love to talk about people walking out of the theater.
Ooh, I've got a personal story about that.
Do it.
Yes, you went there.
I went there. So it wasn't during the movie that said person walked out. It was after the movie. So first off, where we're glorifying all this gun violence and shit like that, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, people get shot in the movie, but show me a movie similar to that in that genre where people don't get shot, and I will give you a bowl of ice cream because I'm just a nice guy like that. But no, so
I love ice cream.
oh, me too. Oh, just I can't give you chocolate though. But anywho's, so it's me and the fiance. We're going to see the movie. We're up in Columbus, and we're killing time until she meets her friend, because friend is coming from Circleville. Yeah, sounds about right. Anywho's, so we see movie. Movie is good. Well, off to my right, not directly next to me, I'd say about maybe 4-6 seats over, something like that. There's a mother, a teenage daughter who's probably, I'd say, about 16, and a father. Well, we're sitting there during the movie, and somebody gets stabbed. It's very gruesome, and you see the whole thing happen. I swear, I looked out of the corner of my eye, and she has her legs up in the seat in the fetal position, and has her head turned away, and her hands covering her face. I'm like, bitch, you need to calm the fuck down. All right, well, things settle down after that. The movie continues. More storyline and plot things happen, and somebody gets shot, and she has the same response. I'm like, lady, do you not experience death before? It was just ridiculous. Well, you could tell she is frustrated and angry and upset at this point, and I'm sure she wanted to walk out, but it seemed that it seemed like the whole thing was daughter's idea. No sooner
does the movie say the end. Now, it doesn't hit the credits yet. It just says the end. She gets right the fuck up out of her seat, looks at her daughter like she's going to fucking snatch her soul and hide it later, and then walks away. The daughter gets all in the defense position with the hands up like, whoa, excuse the fuck out of me. And then she sits there and looks at her dad, and dad looks at her. But I just think to myself, are you that fucking like just stupid and immature that you got to just get up out of your seat and fucking march out like you've just been wronged? Like, I was waiting to see her try and get her money back from this movie. But fortunately, she had left the theater. But it was just one of those instances where it's like, is this what we've come to?
I want to see something like that so bad now. You know,
Oh my God.
the movie's rated R, people.
I know. Like, I was
damn it.
thinking and here's the thing. And I feel like I know where you're going with this, Groove, but let me finish this out. So it's just like there's an R rating on this for a reason. It's a movie about a psychopathic motherfucker who dresses as a clown. What the fuck were you expecting? This isn't a superhero movie. What, just because you thought the Joker was in it, you were going to see Batman? No, this isn't a Batman movie. This is a Joker movie. This is one man's descent into madness because the world fucking sucks. And thank you for turning him even worse than he already was. So it's just like, sorry, there are no jokes in. Sorry, yes, it's the Joker. Sorry, there are no jokes in here. Sorry, this isn't an MCU movie. Hell, it's not even a DC movie. I mean, well, it is a DC movie, but it's not one of those fucking superhero movies. It is a fucking mental mind game thriller, to me at least, in some certain aspects, that will fucking keep you intrigued if you actually open your fucking mind to it.
Do people not understand what an R rating means?
It means really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what we used to know back in the 80s, right? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, if it's R rated, it's going to be cool. It's going to be a good time, right? All the good stuff.
See, I might as well have been there in the 80s because I can't stand most of these fucks today.
Well, it's like when they were describing this, and they described it as King of Comedy meets Taxi Driver. I've seen Taxi Driver.
I have not.
I understand what Taxi Driver is. I understand what it means. I've also seen movies like Death Wish and Mad Max, and I'm proud that Warner Brothers is making a shakeup like this. You know, they're breaking the formula, and I'm especially glad that the director and Joaquin Phoenix are standing behind this as well. It's like, look, it's not the job of the movie to be, to teach you how to navigate society. It's your job to decide what you want to see.
Yep.
This was not made for you. And how many times have we heard that term? This is not made for you. How does it feel? How the fuck does it feel?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No,
I've seen it. People that are complaining that it's too violent have clearly never seen, Saving Private Ryan. Like, I wasn't. Nothing
Hellraiser?
Nothing in it stood out to me as like, oh wow, this is so violent. I'm like, I've seen a lot worse.
But Saving Private Ryan's different because it's based off of historical events.
Right. John Wayne Gacy? Anyone?
They probably saw Saving Private Ryan on the UP when it was edited for commercials and stretched out to about a 3-hour runtime so they could squeeze more MCU commercials in between the
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan's great.
Saving Ryan's Private.
Saving Ryan's Privates. I'm sorry.
I've never seen Saving Ryan's Privates, but I'm sure it's stunning and brave.
Have you seen Shaving Ryan's Privates?
Not yet. It's in my
That was
queue.
a sequel.
Yeah. Sorry, MJ. I'm so sorry.
Are we though?
You gotta do the Thor thing though. Yeah.
MJ, I'll be sorry.
Are you
You want me to be sorry, but
But I might be in the minority on this one, but I really hope that it does not get a sequel. Like, I just want it to be a solid standalone movie, and that's it. Not everything needs a sequel or a fucking trilogy.
That's the other thing
Yep.
too. The fact that they're coming out and they're forthcoming about saying this is a one-off. It's not connected to another universe, and I want to, if the DCEU wants to succeed, which it sounds like it did really well over the weekend, and that makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to succeed, then the best way to do it is to not be Marvel. Do what they're scared to do. Make an R-rated movie. Make something that's controversial. Make something that's a one-off and not a connected universe. I think they're onto something here.
And see, I've already read something where it said that this movie will not intertwine with Ryan or Robert, whatever the fuck his name, Pattinson's Batman, which is fine with me because Joker doesn't need to fucking sparkle. Because if anything, the blood makes him glisten. But regardless, but no, I mean this Joker needs nothing to do with that fucking horseshit actor and whatever the fuck he's going to be coming out with, because that movie in Pete and Groove, you guys will understand when you guys see it. But Sal, it sounds like you've seen it. It's just like it doesn't need a sequel. It doesn't. There's personally, I wouldn't change anything about it because I think it's that good.
Man, I'm hyped now, man. I am hyped as fuck now.
Yep.
There are things I would change, but it's spoiler territory.
Yeah, we don't want to get into spoiler territory. And who knows? Maybe I'm just not thinking of those things, and maybe you and I might agree. That sounds like an off-air conversation, Sal.
Yeah,
I might go like sometime this week, like earlier in the week, on a day where I'm not doing a live show, or but I do plan to see it, and then Pete and I'll do like a double broadcast on that one. We'll go live, and then we'll upload each video on each of our channels.
Yeah,
I want to go watch it. I don't know if I'll have time. I feel like by the time I'll get
That's
time
what
to
I'm doing.
watch
It's not
it,
that I wanted to see it opening night, but I was stuck out in my dad's garage all day. And after I was out there till like 7 o'clock at night. I go, well, I guess I'm not going to Joker tonight. Fuck, So
I'm going Saturday. So
I tagged Pete in it. What's the guy? Why can't I think of his name? Pete, that I tagged you in that whole the guy that plays Thanos.
Oh, Josh Brolin.
Yeah, so he posted this whole thing, and it I feel like it summed that movie up perfectly, and it made me pretty excited to go watch it. But
sweet.
So
he's actually he likes it. Josh Brolin does.
He related it. He put like the normal people spin on it, like how you would relate to it as a normal person, not somebody that's got issues like a crazy person like Joker. But it's on Instagram. I'll tag you in it so you can read it.
Is the screen share working?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking at Joker box office totals right now.
Absolutely. Look at domestic 96,202,337, foreign 152,200,000.
Right. Thanks to all the free advertising that we have, courtesy of yours truly, Shill Media, which are doing more to advertise this movie than they can even realize.
So we got.
And honestly, I the soundtrack to it is pretty good as well. And I was talking with my fiance about it. Like, I leaned over to her at one point and I'm like, this soundtrack is really off the wall. And after the movie, she's like, well, you said this. She's like, it kind of fits because the Joker's really off the wall. And I'm like, wow.
Is it like a collection of songs, or is it orchestral type stuff?
It's a collection of songs. Like they used Jimmy Durante's version of the song "Smile," and I didn't think that was going to fit in there. But the more I listened to it, I'm like, wow, this is just fucking wonderful.
Well, those trailers hooked me, man. When they were first talking about this, I'm like, well, that's a dumb fucking idea. And then after I saw that first couple of trailers, I was like, well, that might look like something I would like to see. So,
and I'll be completely honest. Like I know I've said it on the show here multiple times, but the Joker is probably one of my all-time favorite comic book characters. And when they said that they were coming out with like a Joker Origins movie, I was like, this sounds like a needless cash grab. I don't know if I'm going to go see this. Then they announced Joaquin Phoenix, and quite frankly, I had never heard of Joaquin Phoenix. I didn't know what else he was in.
And you know what? That's what you just said right there is why this is an important movie, because it's shaking up formulas that we're so conditioned for disappointment. We're so conditioned to predicting how a movie. We can almost predict how the movies are going to be before we even go see them, because everything's so goddamn formulaic and simple and stupid and spoon fed, so that dumb people can process it. That we can see these things coming a mile away, and we're just fucking bored. I know I'm bored, man. I want to shake up like this.
This Joker didn't have Harley Quinn. Unsubscribe.
You don't even get me started on that Birds of Prey stuff now.
That's I feel like Cody, you were talking about that 16-year-old. I wonder if deep down, she was like, "Well, maybe Harley Quinn will be in this movie." Hot Topic rules.
No.
No, the 16-year-old that was in my theater didn't look like one of those Harley Quinn type girls.
Good, there's hope.
Yeah,
There's hope for the world.
The weird thing was, from looking at her, she just seemed like a normal person.
Even better.
Yep.
And see, that's kind of why I respect what the DCU is trying to do. They're trying to make different movies for different people, which is what you should do if you want to be successful. So the Harley Quinn movie, the Birds of Prey or whatever, that's for that crowd. This is for the people that want something refreshingly different and outside of the norm. Yeah.
Honestly, Groove, that hits the nail on the head in describing the Joker movie. It is definitely
Awesome. Now I'm super pumped.
Like, because obviously, like I said, I mean, I wasn't trying to compare it or think of it as like a comic book movie or superhero movie or even comparing anything to the MCU. Like, I went in not knowing what to expect, and I was thoroughly surprised and impressed.
Well, I watch Chris Stuckman. I know he's not ridiculously popular within the Fandom Menace circle, but I do watch him because he views movies as movies, which is what I try to do. I don't like to judge movies based on what I like or what I read in a comic book somewhere, or have a movie should be an entity by itself. And he was saying that the Joker borrows heavily on the nose representation of Taxi Driver. But he still gave it an A-, which is really high for him. So
Yeah.
Even though he says it goes out of its way to say, yeah, we really like Taxi Driver and we're borrowing some things from that, it's still good. So that makes me excited because, a Taxi Driver is a film of the times, and it came out in a time when Hollywood needed another shakeup. And I think that's exactly what needs to happen again. You need to start breaking some of these barriers, busting out of these formulas. I know we talked about on the channel before. I'm just getting tired of post-credit sequences. Like, I might miss something stupid important if I don't stand there doing the pee-pee dance at the end of the show while the credits are rolling. I got to see some stupid scene that's going to set up some other fucking movie that I have to watch.
There is no post-credit at all.
No post-credit, because I'll be honest, the MCU has literally trained me.
Me too, dude.
Yep.
I know. It's like I'm watching every movie. I'm like, why am I sitting here like I'm expecting something? I'm like, oh, because I've seen so many fucking Marvel movies in the last 3 or 4.
Well, not just that, but I personally, even before all those post-credit things got popular, like, I would stick around because I like to watch the credits because
sometimes you like the music that's playing in the background, or you want to hear the score, or actually read some of who did the music and shit. Like, yeah, I do that too.
Well, so not just that, but I look at it this way: there are hundreds of people who busted their ass and spent their time and away from either their families, friends, what have you, to put their time and effort into this movie. The least I can do is sit there and see, hey, that person's getting credit for this movie.
Oh, well, when you get older and you have to pee really bad, you'll understand where I'm coming from.
Well, I drank like a giant fucking vanilla Coke while I was there, so I had to pee really bad.
It's like, I don't want to. I have to pee. Oh my god, I'm gonna miss something.
No, seriously though, you're talking about those post-credit scenes and being trained. Okay, so my son is 4, and he asks me at the end of every movie if it has a post-credit scene, and I'm like, no, buddy, there's no. It's not Marvel. There's no post. Why there's not a post-credit scene, Dad? Because there was no need for one.
Because he's been conditioned to expect that.
Yep.
Because Marvel thinks that they own the industry, and people need to remind them, we were here long before you fuckers were.
Yeah.
And the DCU now, them, doing this Joker movie under what's going to be called like that DC Black Label, so they can get their, their R movies in.
I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah.
Absolutely, I like it. The problem being is they just signed, and we talked about this, they signed J.J. Abrams to this big fucking deal. Now, I don't want to see more mystery boxes.
Well, the only thing is with J.J. Abrams, he's good at starting shit. He just ain't good at finishing it. So if he wants to do a one and then take off like he did with Star Wars, maybe that'll be all right. Just don't bring Rian Johnson in to do the second movie, and you'll be okay.
If he does that, we have issues. I don't want to see Rian Johnson anywhere near anything DC. I would love to see Rian Johnson direct a Marvel. As a matter of fact, let Rian Johnson direct Cat Pan Mediocre too.
I'm kind of curious to see what James Gunn will do with Suicide Squad.
I think it'll be good, honestly,
Yeah.
because this is going to be the last iteration, and I've done spoiler videos.
No, I agree with what Flair X said. He says he ain't good at keeping a franchise going. I agreed. He can he can revitalize something. He's good for that, and that's all he's good for. It's kind of like a one-trick pony, like M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. He's good at, oh, there's a twist coming, and then that's the extent of his. Yeah, there'll be a twist. There's going to be a twist, and then gone.
Let's say, going back to the chat here, Appalachian American actually makes a really good point. Just to kind of help describe the Joker movie even more, it really is a window into the life of normal people because, there's nothing really, super about the movie, if you will. There's nothing really like, like I said earlier, it's like one man's descent into madness.
Well, wouldn't you say it's art imitating life?
Or is it life imitating art?
Right. And I think that's why I was kind of glad that they were making a movie like this, because you read about, and I've said it before, you read about all these shootings and everything. Does anybody understand why these people are breaking down and doing what they're doing? It's because they're constantly being barraged by fear mongering and social media. They lack the ability to escape, to get out. And why do they lack the ability to escape? Because all of your escapism is being taken over by goddamn politics. And when you're I have to at some point have to push myself away from the social media because I start getting really cranky. Am I right, Pete? I start talking to you like, God damn motherfucker. And you'd be like, all right, that's
Get
it.
the man a sandwich.
I'm gonna turn the internets off. I'm gonna go jump in the swimming pool and I'm fucking done with the internet today. I lack the ability to, or at least I have enough sense to do that. Not everybody does. You know what I mean? And people snap, and I think they need to understand why people snap. Everybody's a couple bad days away from being a supervillain, I guess.
I've been there. Shit.
I felt like it. I've had some days where I'm like, you know what? Just fuck everybody in this neighborhood. All of them.
Oh, I used to sit behind my desk like Lex Luthor. I mean, there was days I'm just in there plotting shit. I'm like, oh, I'd take this motherfucker out back and make it look like an accident. I don't know what happened to the trade-in. All I asked him to do is check the brake lights.
I go out my driveway and I see my neighbors parked right behind my car, and I'm like, if I could Hulk slam this motherfucker right now, I would do it.
Yeah, we all have them days, man. We all have them days. So, Cap Hart, is there anything you want to know about? So we got a couple people here that have seen the movie. Do you have any non-spoilery questions? Now is the time for you to ask.
Or forever hold your pieces.
Yes.
I feel like he left.
I know. Well then.
Without further ado.
I skipped over Star Wars for this, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Smell you later.
Thanks, Brian.
Smell you later, people.
I skipped over Star Wars for you, Brian. Thanks a lot there, buddy. Remember, wash your car with a rock next time.
He's busy.
Yeah.
We'll say he was tuning in for my sake in between what he's doing. So we still appreciate him.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. We just got a new subscriber to the channel. Nathan Rada subscribed. So brings us up to 111. So thank you for the subscription.
Baby. Triple ones.
Please enjoy the content and do subscribe to 2 Cents Toys by Mr. Sal Vador and Raiders of the Lost Flicks. The Groovinator.
Hey.
Be sure you subscribe that. Go over and subscribe to Goober Brothers Entertainment. Show Cody, our man, some love. He's a good friend of the program, and he's on. He's on here, and I do the morning show with him. I'm just gonna have to tell him if you want me to come on this Thursday, I am not going to be able to give you 3 hours. Oof, that was a lot. Especially
you guys are killing me.
After the Wednesday night show, that was a lot. Doing almost a 3-hour morning show. I was like, oh man, I was
3-hour show.
It took because we started at 9.
3-hour show.
We started at 9:30 and didn't finish till almost 12:30. Like that was like my entire day. I got nothing done. By the time I got off there, I took a shower and had to go pick the kid up from school. I was like, but it was fun. I mean, we
I don't know if I can do a 3-hour show with you, Pete. I'm old, man. Sometimes I gotta pee really bad. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't. I had to let the dog out I told him, I said, "Hey man, I'll be right back." He goes, "What?" I says, I'm gonna mute my mic. I gotta let my dog, because the dog's in the office with me. I'm like, she was my excuse. So
I mean,
Cody,
I'm poor. I can't afford bedpans.
I don't.
I don't wear bed pants.
What are pants?
I'm not quite old enough for Depends yet.
Well, that just depends on stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in the chat the whole time.
It depends on your.
Sal was too. Sal was in the chat that whole show. I was like, he was like the only person, I think.
I felt really bad. I really wanted to tune in, but that did not happen. So.
Oh, that's all right. Like I said, I did
caught
my
the playback.
I did. I appreciate that. I did my Walking Dead stream last night.
I listened to that this morning too.
I didn't. I wasn't happy with that.
I wouldn't feel bad, Pete. Yesterday was just a bad day for streaming all around for all of us, I think. And I was like all angry yesterday, and then I heard you talking about that. I'm like, oh, so it wasn't just me. Now, honestly, chat, sound off. Are you guys that into football? Not including the coach here, obviously.
Yes. Where do you think I was?
All you guys said fuck YouTube and went to go watch football. That would probably explain it, because I don't do football. I'm not into football.
I do, but the Lions weren't playing yesterday. I watched a little bit of the Bears and the Raiders when I got home from downstate, but I was pretty much unpacking and just putzing around the house with the kid and doing laundry and stuff yesterday.
I used to volunteer as a manager. I used to get Sundays off. It was like mandatory. I was allowed to have Sundays off, but you had to work one a year. I'd always do the ones during the football games or doing the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I would work Super Bowl Sunday because I would get so much shit done in my store. Clean up something, start a project, move some things around, or reorganize all my paperwork, all that kind of shit. It was like the most peaceful, quiet day I could possibly manage, just working on Super Bowl Sunday. That's how little I care about football.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do a live stream anymore. Like I said, I was appreciative, man. Tony Alex showed up and was there for like the last probably like 10 or 15 minutes.
I'm not gonna stream on Sunday either, man.
Nope.
That's a dead zone day.
Yes, it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take Sunday night after I watch Batwoman and Walking Dead, which is basically two of the same thing. And Ruby Rose's acting is about as effective as one of the walkers.
It's a good day to play some video games, if you know what I'm saying.
And I'll write one review on Sunday night and then write the other one on Monday morning. Like I said, today, it was like 3 hours to do an hour episode of Batwoman. So Walking Dead will be about the same amount of time. So I'll have to do one at night, one in the morning. And then I have 2 reviews released on Monday before the podcast. So then they'll go back to the single release videos the rest of the week.
I wonder how many episodes of Batwoman it's going to take for you to like physically actually lose a testicle.
Don't spoil that one for me. I mean, no. I'm sorry.
MJ, why do you care about his testicles?
The show or my testicle?
Not him losing a testicle. I'm sorry. I meant don't spoil.
I'm glad you care about my testicular well-being.
Oh shit! I meant don't spoil the Batwoman video because I got about like 20 minutes in and I haven't got to finish watching it yet. So
okay,
don't ruin it for me.
No. I was just gonna say no. It took, and then Trey wanted to watch it because he saw me watching it when he came home from school because I was just finishing up something, and he was like, "What's this?" And I told him it's Bat. I said, "It's Batwoman." I was like, "You want to watch it?" And he's like, "Yeah." So we're literally watching the first scene where she's underwater, under the ice, swimming. She's got it's like almost like a sports bra top on and like the little athletic shorts. And she's in I don't know, it's like the Arctic, under the ice, swimming under the water, totally unaffected by the frigid temperatures of the water and everything. Ruby Rose is like,
because whamming. Yeah.
She's fucking like 90 pounds. Like she is tiny, like no muscle, nothing. And she punches her way through the ice with like the handcuffs she took off her ankles, and I'm like, I'm just laughing. And Trey's watching it, and he goes, "Daddy?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Is that a boy or a girl?" I'm like, "That son." That I said, "That's a woman."
That's when you shake your head and say yes.
I did. I was like, "Don't mind the Charlie Sheen haircut," but that's what I said to him. Like, that's a woman. I said, "Her name's Ruby Rose." I said, she just has a short haircut. He goes, "Oh, okay. She looked like a boy." I'm like,
oh man, I love the babes.
He don't lie, man. It's like ball don't lie.
He's Terminator.
Oh God, yeah, I'm gonna show him Mackenzie Davis. Trey, what do you think of her?
Bum, 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 bum.
He'll be like, "No, Daddy, that's a boy. That's a boy." Now, if he says, "Daddy, you got bigger boobs," I'm like, "Hey, man, easy on that shit. I'm sensitive, man. Stay away from them speed bumps."
Oh my god.
Jesus.
No, but seriously.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a good what? Go ahead.
So you totally ruined the Stunning and Brave. You know, I've heard that so much. This is how Pete affects my life. So I was somewhere today and walking along, and this little feller said, he commented something about my looks or whatever, and I was like, okay, thanks. Like, this is awkward. And then he's like, "You're seriously just stunning." And I literally cringed. I was like, "Don't say and brave." Like, I literally thought he was gonna be like, "You're stunning and brave," and I was just gonna sit there and cry. But
But mine, you are stunning and brave.
no. Aw. And I did my I am whamming speech to Pete earlier.
I did. I got
I am
it.
whamming?
I got a text message.
I
She
did. I called it
She's-
out on myself though.
She did. She's like, "I'm a whamming." I'm like,
I
said
feel
it.
like saying a woman is stunning like expired in 2016 somewhere.
Yeah, I cringed and I was like,
Yeah, me
"Don't
too.
finish that sentence." And he legit meant just stunning, but I was like,
It's a
"This is so
problematic
awkward."
trigger word now.
Oh,
Yep.
well, I was uncomfortable.
I was- yeah, that's
Awkward city.
yep, that's about it too.
It's only awkward because you made it awkward.
By not accepting the compliment, he was probably an incel,
He oversquabbed.
Racist incels.
roving packs of incels.
No.
Terrorizing the countryside.
What
Lock
was
your
that?
windows. Lock
What
your
was-
doors.
Wait, Pete, what did he say about Terra Rising?
No. You leave Kevin. You leave him out of this. He'll blow his quad out. That terror can't rise and blow a quad just trying to stand up. Trey's got a Kevin Nash action figure, and the
Oh,
first time we played with him, he set him up in the ring, and Trey knocked him over. I was like, "Oh, there goes his quad. That figure's garbage." I was like, "He's done." I was like, "He's gonna tear both his quads every time he does anything." Trey, he can't power bomb fucking Stone Cold. He'll hurt himself. His legs are so skinny. So
Obviously, Kevin Nash skipped leg day.
yeah, Kevin Nash didn't know what the fuck leg day was. Oh, I thought he was gonna kill the Big Show when he power bombed him. But anyway, that's no wrestling yet. No wrestling yet.
Oh, right,
Because
God.
before we get any further into this madness, Sal Vador has a topic that him and I were discussing the other day via text message, and that is a movie that came out alongside Joker last Friday, but it has not seen a measure of success. And of course, I speak none other than the movie Cuck.
I forgot that even came out. Thanks for reminding me.
You're-
Fuck.
Sal,
Could
take it
somebody
away.
fill me in what that one's about? Because I don't recall seeing a trailer for a movie called Cuck.
Oh,
Don't worry, I got it.
Sal, you go right ahead. This is yours.
Wait, did he see it?
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't even pay someone else to see it for me.
That's what I was worried. Okay, go.
So, Cuck it's kind of the antithesis to Joker. It's what was the phrase we used? It was like a far left liberals like cinematic wet dream.
Something like that.
Mhm.
So it's basically this extreme right wing character that watches what is clearly supposed to be like a Louder with Crowder or Ben Shapiro or some YouTube entity that's like keeps calling people cucks and all that. So he basically, jerks off to that. And he's disenfranchised, or disillusioned with society, and he goes further and further right and goes crazy, and he's taking care of an alien mom, and he essentially like feeds into this racism that he has, and he starts looking at guns and stuff, and
Jesus, that is the same fucking movie, isn't it?
yeah,
it is.
Wow.
it is. Except, they do full tilt, like this is what racist white people infelled. This is their life. Unsubscribe. And
That's never going to get old to me.
No.
No.
so the thing is, is like you would expect, the fucking, what we call the Axis media or like the far left media to like praise this movie and shit all over Joker and just trash talk Joker and be like, see this movie instead, except it completely fucking backfired. So it when I looked up the box office weekend, it gives you like the top 40 movies or whatever for the weekend. Cuck didn't even place.
Nice.
And on top of that, there's not even a Wikipedia page for it. Like there's literally nothing for it. And let me see if I can pull up the
They're
article.
going to try to bury that shit then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can pull up the well, it's on my phone, but
Somebody's careers are over.
so this is the headline from the New York Times. It says Cuck review. When bigotry meets pornography, yes, it's that bad. And the leading quote from is, a smarter group of filmmakers might have wrestled this repellent material into at least a decent black comedy.
That sounds racist.
Yeah, and then the top 3 reviews from Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. The top 3 reviews, it says, this downbeat drama problematically stacks the deck by levying just about every dysfunctional trait and scenario imaginable against a hapless protagonist. That's from Variety.
Can we retire the word problematic? Can we just fucking 86 that word out of the goddamn dictionary? I'm
That's
so
kind
of
tired of that
problematic.
word, man.
Yep.
And then the Los Angeles Times says throughout the narrative keeps arcing inevitably towards predictable and tedious eruption of violence, but the way the movie ends isn't as powerful as where it begins, with one lost boy adopted by wolves. And then the Glenn Kenny guy from New York Times says the smarter group of filmmakers, yada yada yada.
Jesus.
So, he goes on to say Lambert and Company only manage an ugly and self-congratulatory wallow.
This sounds like watch party material.
Oh, dude, I think we're actually going to when this is because this bullshit will be on YouTube.
Yeah, this will be on YouTube next week.
It probably already is.
IMDb get out of 572 ratings, because those are the people that decided to watch it, I guess. It gets a 2.8 out of 10.
That went down. It was at like
Go up on the
3
Hallmark
something.
channel.
Yeah, and it gets a 40 Metascore.
So meta.
Yeah, so that just it goes to show you, like,
Stunning and brave.
yeah, I feel like maybe that might be the first hint towards something changing.
Yeah, that's just what that was. The video I did on my channel today is Joker actually a win for the culture war?
I believe so.
You know,
Is it the savior we've been looking for?
Preliminarily, I see that
the hero we didn't know we needed?
he's the hero we need right now.
It's pretty bad. You know, the world's pretty fucked up when a supervillain is the hero you needed.
Yep.
But still, we're not like, I'm thinking, well, maybe, I don't know.
He's not the hero we need, but he's the one we deserve.
I guess I'll probably answer my own question when I finally go see the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Oh, and speaking of, you were talking about the Rotten Tomatoes being at 50. That has dropped, Sal. It's now down to 44% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Excellent. What do we have a audience score yet?
We have no audience score
There's no
yet.
point to go see it.
It still says coming soon.
Even Kevin Spacey didn't go see that shit.
Release date October 4th, 2019. Now, mind you, today's October 7th, 2019. This movie's been out for 3 days, and the audience score is not registered yet. Okay, this is at a 44. The fucking Lion King is at a 53%.
Garbage ass movie.
The remake
made money, yeah.
Yeah, but that movie made money.
Which is the ultimate. That's how everybody judges it now. Well, I made money. So
There's no entry on Box Office Mojo for this movie. I can't find any box office numbers for it for over the weekend.
Never mind the fact that Disney didn't give any kids a decent fucking movie to see all summer long, so Lion King seemed like a safe bet. So parents took their kids to see Lion King. Enjoy your free victory. You move that goalpost,
dude. Yeah. That movie was fucking trash.
I believe it. And it's a bummer to me because I like that director. But if this is the kind of shit he's going to put out, then my respect for that director's going.
I disliked it because, okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I kind of have a thing for bad guys in movies. So, yeah,
me too, buddy.
I mean, I just identify with them more.
I'm all about the anti-heroes.
Exactly. But no, so my favorite song from that movie is Be Prepared. And the fact they fucking slaughtered it and and he just talked, like half-ass talked it, totally fucking ruined it. I'm sitting there with the fiance because, you know, we see movies together and shit. And I'm like waiting for it to like him to go into singing, and I'm like, and she's looking at me, and I just this look of pure disappointment just crosses my face, and I'm like, well, this movie's fucking shit. I gave it a solid D-.
Sounds well earned.
The most redeeming part of that movie for me was John Oliver being Zazu, because I like John Oliver.
Yeah, he's fun. We've had that discussion. He's funny.
Yeah, I watched his show last week tonight quite often.
I used to watch it. I used to watch every damn episode. So this movie, I wonder if they're gonna do a Blu-ray release for this, Sal.
It honestly should have gone straight to the $5 bin at Walmart.
Yeah, like
That's still too much.
why?
Yeah, they're
I
getting
don't
rid of
even
those
shop
bins.
there.
Why they thought that they could, you know, release this movie and that this was good. This was something that's going to make money. This is going to be like, you know, this guy was thinking this is going to be his fucking Citizen Kane. Like he's like, it's 2019. I'm going to fucking bury the fucking alt-right and all these pale male stale fuckers and blah, blah, blah. And I'll show him and lays it, just probably put everything he had into this movie, and this is the result.
What happened when you took all the creative writing and arts departments out of all the schools. You got a nation full of people that don't know how to fucking write.
Yep.
And it's not just our nation either.
No.
This
People just didn't think art was important. So now people don't know how to make it.
Yeah, and I left out the part where the word cuck is apt in the movie. Apparently, he falls in love or becomes stalkerish with some girl or a neighbor or something who is a pornography actress or adult film entertainer. And,
Wow, that's such a pleasant way to put that.
yeah, and so she, I guess, gets him involved in the business, and how he gets involved is literally being a cuck in pornography.
Really?
Yeah, he plays the role. He has to
So
stimulate
that's even more meta than we thought it was.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah,
Hashtag sick burn.
that's a linchpin within the movie.
Holy shit!
It's a watch party.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a watch.
Who's
party.
supplying the alcohol?
I will.
Okay, thanks.
However, you'll be expected to supply your own knives into your eyes.
Yeah.
No, you gotta. If you're giving me alcohol, you gotta hide the knives.
No, wait a minute. I already have enough knives. Bring your own alcohol. It's BYO.
Damn it!
Oh god, yeah. That I don't know what's going to be more painful to watch, that or
Don't
Unicorn
say
Store. Unicorn Store. That's coming up. We're
What
we
is
are,
that?
We're October 19th.
October horror at the Unicorn Store.
Oh god.
Saturday.
Luckily,
October
I had
19th.
a recent event where I was supplied with lots of alcohol, so saving that for next weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna
2
stay
weekends. 2 weekends.
Next weekend.
next weekend.
Oh
Next-
god. Okay.
Next Saturday.
Hey, Sal-
I have to mentally prepare myself.
I'd rather
Sal,
not
that
do it
reminds
than
me. Have
as well.
you been to Puerto Rico at all, Sal?
Not anytime recently.
I went there back in the 90s when I was in the Navy, and you could buy top shelf liquor for like half the price that you could buy it in anywhere else.
Hmm.
Just at the frickin' Navy station, because we weren't allowed to go too far in town, but I remember everybody just loading up on cases of shit and having to store it down below decks. They had to post a guard on the fucking booze, man. They had to put it in a master of arms cage.
Yeah.
I was guilty of that. I bought some bottles.
Hey, Goober Brothers Entertainment is in the chat. What is up, my man?
Giggity Goober Brothers.
He's here. Let's see. So anyway, the watch party that night. This is how it's gonna be. We're gonna do that one. I want to kind of ask everybody's opinion. I was thinking about doing it at 7 o'clock because I plan on doing 2 movies that night. Because after you eat a horrible appetizer, you know, you want your entree to be top notch.
Palate cleanser.
Yep, get that palate cleanser. So after we suffer through Unicorn Store, I figure we'll cleanse the palate with Hellraiser, which is
Hell
free
yeah.
on YouTube, and you can't really go wrong with Clive Barker. So I figured we'd start it out there. So I know you're not watching that one.
No,
Molly.
I can't do 7, so I'll just be an hour and a half late.
Okay, so we'll what time could
Which
you?
means I'll catch I'm an hour behind you, so you gotta.
Yeah, I was gonna say, MJ, if horror is not your forte, you want to stay wide and clear of Hellraiser.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of that, but I'm also saying because Unicorn Store is first, so
Okay.
I'll catch the last 5 minutes.
No. So I'll wait for you. I'll
Damn
wait
it.
for you to watch Unicorn Store. You drew it out of the hat, girl. You got to suffer through it just like we do. Come on now. Come on.
I'll give you my time for sure tomorrow, but yeah. I can't do 7.
7. Okay, so I can wait till 8:30. And then, like I said, if anybody wants to stick around and watch Hellraiser, absolutely. I will still do. I figured you would. I know I'll be able to get, you know, people to be able to do both of them, because we're gonna do like, I'm only gonna do like, you know, probably like 15 minutes in between. You know, get up, stretch my legs, go to the bathroom, and fill up on more alcohol, because I'm gonna get yeah, I'm probably not gonna drink that much during the first movie, because I got to be somewhat coherent to start the stream back up on the second one.
Do you have access to Amazon Prime?
Mine.
Yeah, the only time I ever used hers was to watch Greatest
access. Access. I need to use air quote access. All right, if you have access to Amazon Prime, you need to look up a movie called Leviathan. It's about the making of Hellraiser. Very interesting if you watch that before you watch Hellraiser.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's great.
Hellraiser is my favorite. I don't know what you would use to describe it. Like, out of the horror movies that have a lot of films in it, like the Freddy's and the Jasons, Hellraiser is absolutely my favorite.
It's Lovecraft without actually having to say the word Lovecraft. That's
right.
Yeah.
Lovecraftian horror. Yeah.
Those, but like we've talked about before, after like the first 2 movies, maybe the third one, the quality of them just kind of dips. Then they became like,
the third one's for fun. It's for fun, and then after that, there's no reason to show up anymore.
Well, the first 2 are stupendous. The third one, because the best part about them is, you know, you opened it, we came. It was this whole like thing where the Cenobites are just doing what they do, but in the third one, it's like, oh, and he becomes like a generic like killer, killing people, and then there's that weird Cenobite that shoots CDs out of his face.
The third one is a bunch of dudes that sat around, smoked a bong, and they're like, you know what would make a really cool Cenobite? If this guy had fucking CDs in his head and he like shot CDs at people. Oh my god, let's do this, dude. Fucking metal as fuck. Yeah,
and that's what happened.
And then the fourth one, they go to outer space.
Yep.
But
the one directed by Alan Smithy.
Yeah, caveat to that, the fourth one also at the same time goes way back and like talks about the Lament configuration and who actually made it and all that kind of stuff. So if you can get past the whole space thing, it goes more into world building and the lore. So
if you want to get into the world building, you're better off to just read the fucking book by Clive Barker.
Yeah, it's not that long. It's like, I think 90 pages or
Hellbound Heart. Yeah,
it's actually really good. So,
what the hell is that one?
The book has a character called the Engineer who doesn't show up until I think he's not mentioned by name until I think the 5th movie. So
I couldn't get past Hellraiser in space. And are you guys familiar with that Alan Smithy reference, or did I go over your head on that one? I don't want to talk down to people if
I didn't catch it.
All right, Alan Smithy is a generic name that they attach to movies where the director's name doesn't want his name to be published in the movie. When he removes himself from a film, they put the name Alan Smithy in there as a placeholder for that credit. Dune. 1984 Dune is also directed by Alan Smithy. It's a fictional term in Hollywood where they put a placeholder in for somebody that doesn't want their name attached to a film. So that's how you know how much faith they had in Bloodline.
Oof. Which one was the was it one of them like an internet game?
That was Hellraiser Hellworld. That was the 8th one.
Yeah, because what's his name does? Lance Henriksen was in that one, and I was like, this motherfucker's been in Pumpkinhead and Hellraiser. Oh shit! Can we get a crossover, please? Hellraiser, Pumpkinhead,
Pumpkin Razor.
Pumpkin Razor.
Pumpkin Razor.
Imagine
Oh, that's something
Cenobites.
white bitches use to shave their legs.
Cenobites with pumpkin heads,
Hell yeah.
or Cenobites.
Pumpkin
that
Razor by Gillette. Stunning and brave.
stunning and brave.
Yeah.
Stunning
It'll
and brave.
shave your pumpkin.
Boys will be boys.
It's come to that portion of the program where we have to bid farewell to one of our own, as she has big things to do this evening yet. So, Miss Monica, thank you for joining us and hanging out. I know you have a busy evening, and you enjoy yourself and be safe. Have fun. Have
Bye,
fun.
Groove.
I don't. I
Bye,
don't want.
lady.
I don't want to see you on a milk carton.
I'll text you when I get home.
Okay, good. Do that.
Bye. Have
Yeah.
a wonderful time.
I know. I
Definitely.
feel like I should. I'm not a hooker. I I feel like I should reiterate that. That's what you're making it sound like, right?
No, no. She has things to do this evening, so
Yeah.
no, you have
Okay.
you have things to do. That's hey, you hung out with us. You hung out with us us nerds long enough. Now go.
Except
do
for
your-
I'm missing Loudy's segment, so I'll catch that on the replay. Don't
Yeah,
post
catch that on the
it.
playback because it's gonna
Yeah.
be good. And
I hope
I'm
so.
I'm
No
happy. I'm happy he's actually here to do it because I've had to fill in a couple times. But like I said,
Yeah.
I got the Loudy blessing because he listened back and said that I did it justice. So that's all I could hope for. So
Yeah. I'll
All
catch
right.
that on the playback, but yeah, I'll text you later.
okay, have a good night.
All right. Bye, friend.
Bye.
All right, so now it's a total sausage fest, guys. We're here.
Oh yeah, Daddy's home.
Oh shit!
Did somebody say sausages?
Sausages.
I prefer sausages.
If you was a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
Oh, I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Because then I'd smack myself on your face.
And how quickly we devolve when the female
My
female
baloney has a second name to me. Y-E-R.
Hey, in my defense, I've been doing this all night.
This is true.
They say Oscar Mayer had a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
Oh,
Ding, fries are done.
ding, fries are done. Holy crap! Wait, no, that's the wrong one. I was
You
doing
gotta save
the,
that for the holidays.
yeah, you know what I was doing? Holy crap! Here comes Jesus, and he doesn't look too happy. Merry Christmas, everyone. Look at the bells. I love that.
Hide the weed. It's Jesus.
And now Sessions presents a Peter Griffin Christmas. I was joking around. I'm like, I'm gonna get an auto tune program and start laying down tracks over here. I'm gonna robot
Some
my
of
voice up.
those things that I've been looking at have those options. So let's just say that I'm already on top of that.
I won't have to slow my voice down next time I do the Doomcock.
No, you can do your impressions, but when you get these thingies that I'm looking into, you can take this to a whole nother level, sir.
That's terrifying and fun all at the same time.
Yeah, these things were manufactured to be used by Twitch streamers. So,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
gross.
oh yeah,
All right. Well, unless do you guys want to go back and hit the Star Wars article, or do you want
Sure.
you want to go
Let's
back
do
and
it.
hit that one?
Let's do it.
All right.
Get
Good.
this shit over with.
Good. Let's do some Star Wars here because we get to talk about our good friend Jar Jar Abrams. This-
Gross.
Yeah, this is from old Dick knows himself. This is from Wired.com. This came out at 9 a.m. Let me get the screen share going here on this bad boy. Because this is not a long article. Like the way it's set up is like there's a bunch of articles that run together, and if you're not careful, you can end up reading them all and not even realizing you're not on the same one you started on. Cantina Talk. The Rise of Skywalker won't retcon The Last Jedi.
Well, at least it's not Gossip Cop.
Wee-oo, wee-oo.
Woo.
J.J. Abrams says he never found himself trying to repair anything while working on the forthcoming movie. I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit on that.
Mhm.
That fucking look on his face while you read this too. It's so perfect.
Yep.
Like, I didn't do anything wrong.
It's
It's Star
that,
Wars. I got spaceships. I got lightsabers. Fuck you what?
it's that 2019
What do you want from
version
me?
of that meme with Jonah Hill where he's like, "Fuck me, right?" from Super
He
Bad.
does. He looks just like that. It's like, fuck me, right?
I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna put him in that meme. It's gonna be the Jar Jar Abrams "fuck me, right" meme.
Yep. This is memeable.
No, absolutely. With just a few months until the release of The Rise of Skywalker and a couple weeks until the debut of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, there has clearly been an awakening in the Force. Have you felt it? Even Marvel boss Kevin Feige is getting in on the action and working on his own Star Wars film. If you've been wondering what's been happening in terms of Star Wars news over the past couple weeks, the answer is a lot. Don't believe us? Read on, young Padawans. Yeah, I don't want to be a Padawan. They got killed in the Jedi Temple, man. Fuck that. Them younglings, nah, I ain't know.
Master Anakin?
There's too many of them. What are we
Master
to do?
Skywalker, what shall we do?
Why
I
you
think
making
he got
us
angry because
look
they called him
like
Master
Game of Thrones?
Skywalker.
Yeah, he has not yet granted the rank of master.
Vader.
Don't expect too many spoilers from the merch. I heard they stopped making the Rose Tico figures.
I heard they're erasing Rose Tico like in general.
I that's fucking hilarious. I'm not gonna retcon anything.
Have you seen the pictures of her lately? At least they got her out of the goddamn potato sack. So J.J. Abrams did at least one thing right.
I'm not gonna retcon The Last Jedi. Retcons Rose Tico.
Now
out
it
of
looks
the
like she
fucking
stole
movie.
her clothes from Dr. Jones.
Yeah, say they put her in high-waisted pants because people are desperately trying to bring that shit back because, mom jeans were so fucking hot.
With those long ass pockets on the back that are like 12, 14 inches
Every
long.
time you say that, all I can think of is that SNL skit about mom jeans. Oh,
But it's
God.
like, I don't know what, I mean, what's the advantage? You want to reach over your shoulder to grab your wallet or something? I don't get it.
You'll never understand until you're a whammon.
That's true. I need to be starting in Brave first.
Yeah.
Yeah. You must first master the art of stunnery and bravery.
Rompers didn't work out, so let's go with the mom jeans because that'll work.
Yeah.
Something else they're always trying to bring back, Pete? Them fucking sweater vests, man. Every fucking year they're always putting them on the mannequins. And I'm like, you can keep dressing these mannequins up in that shit. I ain't buying that bullshit. Didn't buy it in the 80s, ain't doing it now. Fuck off.
I had somebody bought me 2 goddamn sweater vests in like 1990, like 1996, I think. It was my girlfriend at the time. She bought, here, wear these, because she always used to try to make me wear like that.
That's a dumpable offense.
Oh, no, not this one. I was 16 and no.
I wore sweater vests in college.
See, I don't feel so bad because I wore them because she was always trying to dress me like American Eagle stuff. And I'm like, at that time, I was like, I'm more of like IOU pure players kind of. No, I'm not quite wearing that American Eagle stuff. So that didn't. I wore them like once for her, but
You said 16?
yeah.
Yeah, I was more Mad Max versus Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I was. I was 16 then. Yeah, that did. So all right. So let's see. Don't expect too many spoilers from the merchandise. Source: executives from Hasbro and Lucasfilm. Look at, they're even so accurate with this. They rank their probability of accuracy for good reasons. This one is on target. The real deal. Triple Force Friday just happened last week, and with the merchandise for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order hitting shelves in one massive, expensive drop. But if the live stream product reveal and amount of merch in stores seems somewhat underwhelming, there's a reason for that. Mike Balog, head of global marketing at Hasbro, told Cinema Blend, "We have clear conversations about when can come out and when, and what needs to stay under wraps. We work around things with that in mind. At least from a Hasbro standpoint, the product on display is maybe 30 to 35% of our full line."
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Cooper Brothers says Ryan Johnson's so gay. He wore sweater vests after he first got laid. I'm sorry. This whole time I've been just distracted by this obviously photoshopped as fuck picture of Cindy Crawfish. Is that who that is on the right? Is that Cindy Crawfish?
Yep.
Cindy Crawdad, yeah.
When are they going to reveal that she's actually a robot?
Yeah. I would say because she still does those like what is it? Meaningful Beauty like infomercials. You'll catch them on like in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, has she aged or she still looks exactly the
I
same?
think she's a robot.
I think she is too.
She is.
Yeah.
She's pulling a Robert Mitchum.
First, Pete, I want to warn you. According to Wired, you only have 3 free articles left this month, so I guess you need to subscribe to read their bullshit. Second,
Let's just fucking wait till next month. Fuck you.
Yeah.
so
Fuck
also,
your couch.
they can say we have very clear talks. Do you? Do you really? Because I remember Constable Zubio very well. I also remember Therm Scissor Punch. So dodge me with that shit, Hasbro. I know no one else is gonna understand that, but I understand it.
I understand that. I don't know how many Therm Scissor Punches are left over, but I do know about the Constable Zuvio because that was probably the last run of Star Wars figures that actually fucking sold.
Yeah,
before Constable Zuvio.
They never even made Therm Scissor Punch, but he was in like all the marketing. Like there's like a Denny's trading card of him and shit like that, and he wasn't even in the movie.
Not to turn this into a toy fucking podcast, but we all know that every run of Star Wars has had at least 1 or 2 figures that are peg warmers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
General Nadine,
man, he was like one of the guys. I was like,
General Nadine and Prune Face for Return of the Jedi. Those fuckers never sold.
Yep.
Yeah. At least General Nadine served a purpose.
Yep.
Yeah. What the hell did Prune Face do?
And if you painted him just right, you could turn him into an Imperial extra.
Imperial dignitary.
Yep.
Yep.
You had to wait till the last quote. Well, they say last 17, but actually 2 of those Ewoks were available in the Return of the Jedi line, so it's really the last 15. But that's
now Prune Face. There wasn't nothing you could do with that motherfucker. You just pop his head off and play marbles with him or something.
Yeah, that's the dude with the eye patch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I never bothered getting him. I was just like,
his head looked like a giant butthole.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck. Because there's some figures I got, and I'm like
a big 88-year-old hairy butthole.
Yeah, he's actually responsible because Ryan Johnson inspired his entire look around him. So,
God damn it!
He woke up one day and he's like, "Who do I want to look like?" And he looked over at someone else's Star Wars collection. I'm like, that. So that's how we got the giant 88-year-old looking butthole.
Oh shit! I always thought Gonk was kind of worthless too.
Gonk.
I mean, it's like
robots always sold though, man.
They did.
Yeah,
like
General Nadine and Prune Face were peg warmers way into the fucking end of the first Hasbro line.
They're like the Rose Tico and General Hux.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm getting at though is every movie, even the good ones, have had a couple of peg warmers. So I can't put Constable Zuvio in the same vein as pretty much the entire fucking cast of The Last Jedi.
Hey,
Constable Zuvio was in their first release,
right? You know, it's okay. It's what I'm saying though is it's okay for every run to have a couple of peg warmers. It just happens, you know. It's like the public ones with the public ones. It's hard to determine which ones are going to be hot, which ones aren't. But when you have a shitty movie that creates a divisive audience, then nobody buys shit.
Oh shit!
Not even the main characters.
Hail Chris Wicks. He's Hail Caesar. I don't know if I'll take that mantle yet. That means I'm about to get stabbed at some point. One of you will betray me and stab me, I think. I don't know. That's what happened to Caesar. But I used to have a Caesar haircut back in the day, if that counts for anything. What's up, Chris
That's
Wicks?
something you probably shouldn't tell people.
Hey,
about.
You know what? I'm just happy I had a fucking head of hair to have any kind of haircut with at some point instead of combing my beard every day.
You remind me of that guy that stole the car in Ferris Bueller. Oh, no, don't worry. I'll take good care. No, I'm just kidding.
Wasn't he the drummer for the Clash or something, or Sonic Youth?
Oh, the fucking Sonic Youth. I was thinking like JJ Fad, Supersonic. If anybody remembers that song, that's an old one. Nobody remembers JJ Fad, not even Adam. Yeah, see, there we go. Okay, back to the Star Wars. So they've only got 30 to 35% of their full line out. Hasbro isn't alone in this, with Lucasfilm's head of merchandise, Paul Southern, adding, the key thing here is that we release products a couple months in advance of the film. We are focusing on a very select group. there are products that you're not seeing that you won't see until after the film comes out. Even the characters that we are releasing, we're really not giving you much narrative for them. Short version, don't go looking for spoilers from the toys just yet. That's
Don't you
our
think
job.
looking at the spoilers in the toys would be a lot less painful than seeing this fucking movie?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of.
Yeah, they say that, but how often have we seen Lego spoil something?
Yep.
It's like,
they
don't
did-
we
they did
already
with,
know?
Endgame.
Don't we already know that there's going to be a Ray with a bionic arm? Isn't that already like public knowledge at this point?
No,
Crazy.
that I'll break it down if you want, but that was definitely a fake.
That was a fake.
Mhm. You can tell because I think it was on World Class where I posted it, but if you look at the joint, it was clearly like some other arm. I think it was actually an Alita Battle Angel arm that they put on there, and if you look at the extra Ray arm, the articulation was cut off, like there was no disc or anything to plug, so it was someone photoshopped it.
Okay.
But yeah, the fucking so like I know one of them.
Is Loudy fucking snoring?
I was not wanting to say that because some people have dogs that snore too, but the fact that we haven't heard from Loudy in about a good couple of minutes or so tells me it's probably him. Should we draw dicks on his face?
I muted him.
Draw dicks on him.
We ain't gotta draw dicks on your face.
But the like there's one that they've released where it's like 3PO with Chewie's bandolier and his blaster. It's pretty much, you can guarantee that he's not, or first off, he lacks the literal articulation like the character himself to even aim the blaster. So it's probably a scene where it's like, oh, we need to carry this shit, or you need to hold this, or do something. So they probably modeled a figure after it just to keep people on their toes. That's always the fun thing, is to look at the figures that are gimmicky. Like, I remember distinctly, you know, the Goberfish from episode 1?
Yeah.
Cobrafish, huge a thing.
Yeah, so there was a figure that they released that was the Goberfish, and it came with Qui-Gon Jinn with kind of underwater looking attire and like a mouth breather. So he was supposed
Yeah, I
to be-
remember that set.
Yeah,
I think I actually bought that set at one point.
Yeah, and how did that scene play out?
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, so fucking Hasbro.
Well, well, you know, I took a picture. I didn't get a chance to put up in the group yet. I was going to put up in the World Class Bullshitters group a picture of Luke Skywalker in the Jedi outfit, or not the Jedi outfit. He's in the pilot outfit. Looks absolutely fucking nothing like Mark Hamill. Nothing. Massive display. I think you actually have that figure. It's the one with the retro packaging around the side.
Well, there's two. There's the
Like, what the fresh hell is this?
Yeah, there's two. There's the one that came in the 3-pack from San Diego. That one I have, and then they
This
released
is the single one. I saw it at Best Buy today, and I took a picture of it because it offended me. I'm like, I have so many versions of that action figure that have come out years past that look way better than that one.
Yes, sir.
Luke's hair was not that goddamn blonde. I mean, this is like platinum blonde. This figure looks like fucking Owen Wilson.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of that 3-pack in my review, I just know because I'm looking right at it, sitting right next to me. So it was supposed to be like the Jedi Destiny or whatever. So they picked fucking Stormtrooper Luke, X-Wing Luke, and then Jedi Luke, which you would think that they would do Farm Boy, Bespin, and then Jedi as his journey. But the X-Wing they picked. So in episode 5, when he's climbing out of the X-Wing, when he lands in Dagobah, he's got that little bandolier thing around his ankle.
Yeah.
It's on his left leg when he's climbing out of the X-Wing. That's the only time he wears the X-Wing uniform, because he's wearing a snowspeeder uniform other than that.
Right.
They put it on his right leg for the figure, and that is from A New Hope, when he's getting out of the X-Wing after blowing up the Death Star.
Shows you how much detail they're putting into this shit now, huh?
Yes, sir.
God, man, we were. I'm glad I collected the toys back when they were still good. Oh my god, the whole Power of the Force line was amazing, just amazing. Oh, I bought almost all of them. I still have most all of them.
He's still snoring.
He's still fucking.
I'm sorry you don't like our toy talk.
Hang on. Back up.
We're gonna draw dicks on your head.
I just texted him. I said, "Wake up, man! You didn't send me the fucking copy for Mjolnir yet."
Oh shit! So we're waiting on him to review the meal. I can't ever pronounce that.
Didn't he have another segment that we were going to do after?
Mahershala.
Mahershala. He was gonna do a short little wrestling segment he's been working on. But I think Mjolnir and that are gonna be for Wednesday night now. Because Loudy is I think Coach Loudy's left us for the evening.
Wake up with dicks on your face.
Oh God. That's I know he had a long weekend though. He went to watch the Ohio State and Michigan State football game and hung out with Dion this weekend. So that they probably partied pretty hard. So he's the poor little fella's whooped. Let's check in one more time.
I'm talking shit, Coach, but I found out that I had sleep apnea because back when I was doing Star Wars podcast, somebody told me, it sounds like you got sleep apnea. Because I was passed out during a certain segment where we were just like adding shit in. We weren't doing it live. We were like pre-recording everything. And I had passed out for a second, and they're like, you fucking sounded like you had sleep apnea. So I had to go get checked out like right away. Sure enough, you have sleep apnea. Awesome.
Oh, I snore stupid loud. Like it's ridiculous.
I don't anymore with the machine, but I used to could. I used to be a lot louder than that. He pulling a Dion.
Yep. He is. Loudy is the Dion of this stream tonight. So I just took it off screen share because I want to come over and mute his mic. Because they're trying to talk. I'm like, I swear to God, somebody's fucking. Is that loud? I said, God damn it, is that Loudy snoring in the background?
Because I know I used to have a buddy used to have a pug. His pug used to snore about that loud. I'm like, somebody's sleeping. I'm like, it's Jake's dog.
I would say it might have been my dog, but she's right here next to me, and she's so dainty she does not snore. She's my little one does not snore. She's been in here the entire show, just sleeping on the couch next to me, and she's 5 months old.
Show dog.
Yep, that's it. My little co-host.
Right on.
So let's see here. We were okay. So the probability of the leaks from J.J. Abrams himself, assuming he's not trying to mislead fans, his logic is sound. J.J. Abrams has never had sound logic on anything. Let's be honest. What's he got right? Like he did the one Star Trek movie, right? Was that the Star Trek 09?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun movie at the time. It was what the franchise needed. A lot of people got really pissed at me when I said that. I'm like, well, you have to understand, some of the TV shows don't translate well into movies. People go to movies, they want an event, they want action, they want excitement. So what J.J. Abrams did, took Star Trek and turned it into Star Wars. Because it's totally Star Wars. Star Trek 9 is totally Star Wars. The best parts of it are the impressions that the actors are when they're doing the original cast. That was probably my favorite part. But that was a good start. You know what I mean? It's like I enjoyed that. I was really impressed with Chris Pine's performance, but every time I've ever seen Chris Pine, he's good in something. He didn't need to play Kirk. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he was already a good actor. First thing I ever saw him in was Smoking Aces, which is a stupid fucking movie, but his part, I was like, God, this guy's going to go places, and he did. You know, he's great.
I have a theory about JJ. I want to run by you. I want to know what you guys think.
Yeah.
So I feel like JJ, with his mystery and mystery boxes and all that, do you think that he looks at the toilet paper when he's wiping, or do you think he just likes the mystery of not knowing if he actually wipes his ass completely or not?
I think that's his own personal mystery box.
Does he flush the toilet and actually make sure that that it finishes the cycle before he leaves the bathroom, or does he just not worry about it? Mystery box.
Oh, hang on, I gotta stop the screen share for a second. We have somebody back from the dead. You back, Coach?
Yeah, sorry.
It's all right, man.
It's all right. You got three dicks on your face.
We're gonna draw on you.
I had no clue that I passed out and died.
we did, because if you listen to the playback, I was like, wait, we're talking. Is that loud? Is Loudy fucking snoring?
God damn it! Fuck me. I'm so sorry,
dude. It's okay, Adam. Have I done that before?
Yeah, except I didn't hear you snore.
You got muted my mic, so I was drunk.
Oh, you muted it. That's why. Okay, I was like, yeah, you were gone for like half of Alita because fucking Jason was like egging you on. Like, you got to take a shot every time Alita makes an aggressive face or something like that.
It's every time Mahershala Ali puts the sunglasses on.
Mahershala. Every time he put the sunglasses
and looks like Blade, and I'm
every
like,
time he
"God
looked like
damn it."
Blade, which is most of the fucking movie. So yeah, you were blotto by the Well, you've seen the movie before, so it wasn't
Yep. Yeah, I knew what I was getting into. So, yeah, back to Sal's. Sal, I'm sorry. What were you saying about your JJ now? The JJ.
He had a JJ conspiracy that
Yes.
I'm intently listening to.
Oh, that was it.
The mystery box. So yeah, does he look
Does he
after?
actually look at the wipe? Does he look at the toilet paper while he's wiping, or does he like the mystery of not knowing if he actually finished or not?
And does he flush the toilet to make sure that the evidence is gone before he leaves?
I don't think he looks. That's like his filmmaking styles. I don't think he looks.
I mean, maybe that's the difference between me and J.J. Abrams. I'd be embarrassed if I left evidence behind.
No, he's not. He's actually very proud of it.
I need to know that the toilet finished its cycle and did its fucking job. All right, I just need to know.
He's very proud of his. It's called The Force Awakens.
Oh God,
Yeah.
got a point.
Yep.
Still circling the bowl.
Oh, but it didn't sink as fast as it's.
I think that's the most unfortunate thing is the fact that I liked that movie when it came out, but now when you go back and watch it and know that those threads don't really go anywhere, it ruins that movie too. When you watch a movie so bad that it ruins the movie that came before it, that's unfortunate. And I try to practice, like, if you don't like where a franchise goes, divorce the next movie. But since most of that movie is a big setup without the payoff, that makes it not really worth watching anymore. You know, A New Hope existed by itself. It wasn't a setup movie. You know, it's like you could never have any more Star Wars movies after Star Wars. It still would work.
And any payoff that he does give in Episode 9 is just basically an apology for Episode 8. So,
I think it's all going to be a big setup for subscribe to our streaming service to see how this turns out.
you subscribe to Disney Plus, and all it is a continuous loop of drink more Ovaltine.
Oh God.
I told you I had that nightmare, right? I dreamed that somebody paid for me to go see Star Wars, the Rise of Soy Walker, and I'm sitting in there, and they literally had a commercial for the streaming channel right in the middle of the fucking movie.
That would be.
That was an actual dream I had. I dream about shit like that.
I can believe that.
Get off the drugs, man.
I should.
Drugs are bad.
I'm on a lot of drugs.
Oh God. Yeah, JJ is he's definitely, I don't know, did you guys watch his that TED talk he did?
Flair X said, I thought JJ blew his son out of his own ass. I'm sorry.
No, Goober Brothers had a good one too. It says JJ doesn't have a wiener. He just inserts his giant nose and sneezes. That's how his son was made.
Oh, chat, you guys are awesome. Fuck.
Yes, this is the fucking roast of JJ Abrams and his kid who's gonna fuck up a Spider-Man comic.
Don't ever change.
You know what though? It's great that he actually brought back a lesser known villain of Spider-Man for that comic. It's called Nepotism.
He pulled that one right out of the mystery box.
Oh God.
I wonder if that's what he calls his wife's vagina. Like, oh, I'm gonna slither up into your mystery box tonight.
Oh, I bet you it's damp and it's like a swamp in there.
I just remember going to see Super 8 and not remembering fuck about that movie. I don't remember a damn thing about it. It was so boring. Yeah,
like, if you've seen those two movies, you've seen Super 8.
Yep, like, it's watered down Goonies. That's what it is.
Yeah. It was basically Stranger Things about 10 years before Stranger Things happened.
Yeah, but not as clever or interesting.
True.
Oh no. So it's not worth watching then, huh?
It's it's mind numbing. It's a time killer. Like, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but
It's boredom personified, man.
yeah,
It really
just
is.
just like most of his shit, the ending doesn't justify the rest of the movie. So you
Nope.
spend a lot of the movie being like, "Man, this is pretty good." Then it's like that, like he's a good starter, but he can't finish. He's the guy at the bar that can't take the girl home.
I didn't even do that. I just remember watching that movie thinking, I'm like, I've seen this movie before, but done by more clever people and called something else. You know, it's the whole time I watched it. I'm like, I've seen this shit before and I've seen this done way better. Oh, yeah. Stand By Me. That's right.
I love that.
And
Fucking Rob Reiner. Yeah.
and Z Red Viper Z wants to let us know that this is the worst Raw of 2019.
Oh no! If you turn on WWE any given Monday night, that'll be the worst Raw of 2019. This going in Raw, it might be rough, but it's fun.
The
Trust
wrestling shit not working for you.
me. We apparently haven't hit wrestling yet.
Look, if he wants me to get naked and oil up and wrestle someone Greco-Roman style, I'll fucking do it.
Hey,
I have some lemony oil.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I got some oil. It has a lemony scent. Does anybody want to Greco-Roman wrestle?
What was that movie with fucking Will Ferrell where
The ladies. It was from The Ladies' Man with Tim
Yes.
Meadows. Yep. The Victims of the Smiling Ass.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I pretty much thicked up all yo ladies. Yeah. I usually start out by saying something classy like, "Hi, can I buy you a fish sandwich?" Now, as I sip my Cavassier.
I've watched him do stand up and met Tim Meadows afterwards. Last year, he actually came to the base.
Okay.
It really sucked though.
Really?
You can tell that he's like a raunchy comedian, but because the host or the people who actually own the base are very their branch is notoriously prissy and taken care of and catered to, and so he had to tone back a lot of it, and some of the jokes were falling flat. So
I still say that Jar Jar's wanting to join DC because he thinks that the mother box is a mystery box or wants to turn the mother box into a mystery box.
He's going to try to bring Steppenwolf back.
All of the mother boxes into mystery boxes.
he'll bring Steppenwolf back, but the band, not the character.
Man, what a fantastic villain. Am I right?
They're fighting Wonder Woman by singing Born to Be Wild.
Hell yeah. Look inside you.
Oh,
I kept waiting for Steppenwolf to say, "I'll get you, Starscream."
That would have been fantastic.
now we're getting a Transformers crossover into the DCU.
Apparently, G.I. Joe and Transformers are sharing the same universe in the comic books right now.
Yep, that's what I hear. That's kind of terrifying.
Did you read those original '80s runs of Transformers and G.I. Joe, Sal?
I have not. I'm trying to find...
I used to be so into those. That was probably the most comic bookish I ever got, was the G.I. Joes and the Transformers back in the 80s when Marvel was doing both of those. Were so good.
Yeah,
the Larry Hama set, the Larry Hama especially, because those were like really mature, but even the Transformers was pretty legit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an omnibus for all that, but
yeah, they never do because they want to piecemeal all that shit and charge you up the fucking ass for it.
Yep.
Well, I think we've gotten to the point here where, hey, Loudy, you still awake?
I sure am.
Let's do we'll save the AEW bit and let's do some Mjolnir before we take it home here. I think
it sounds good
because we're going on 246 here.
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
Oh no! Oh no!
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is a little segment we like to call "Who's Worthy of Mjolnir" with Coach Loudy. Coach Loudy, take it away.
All right. Well, I had a pretty long weekend, guys. I don't know about you. Went up to Columbus this weekend for the OSU MSU game. Went with Dion of WCBS, and it was me and him, his other half, and then my other half as well was there. We had a great time, and it was all good. I was hoping to make it back down to Cincinnati to go over a friend's house and watch Hell in the Cell. Didn't make it over because I didn't leave until later, so I just ended up coming home and watching it. And
For those of you familiar with the current product, there is a wrestler by the name of Bray Wyatt who also goes by the Fiend. Well, the Fiend is his alter personality, which is like this it's practically this demon or this devil or whatever, this badass character that made everyone think, oh, hey, Vinnie Mac's finally getting with the times. We've got this really cool thing right here, and it's like it was protected and it was great. Well, last night Vinnie Mac decides to just shove a giant middle finger to the WWE fans and have Bray Wyatt win the Hell in the Cell match via disqualification. Now, those familiar probably thinking, how do you win a Hell in the Cell match via disqualification? Isn't the whole point of that to, no holds barred type thing, throw people off the tops of cages through tables? You'd be correct. But apparently when you use a sledgehammer and you try to hit someone in the face with it, they want to call the match. So it was all Vince's idea, apparently. So Vince, because you want to mess with my Mythos mate, and apparently I don't know what I like until you give it to me, you are worthy of holding Mjolnir this week. Thanks for fucking everything up, buddy.
Oh shit, Vinnie Mac takes the hammer this week.
That's right.
Oh, and this is Vince McMahon. Why wouldn't Vince McMahon be worthy? I mean, he has banged more WWE divas than probably anybody else in that locker room. I mean, we're talking about the guy who got Trish Stratus on all fours, inner bra and panties, barking like a dog.
Hey, man, money talks.
Yes, it does. So, Vince, yeah, I'm very honored that you get to wield Mjolnir, and we'll have to make sure Monica knows so she can continue. I don't think we've really talked about it on air what she's doing, but yeah, there's going to be illustrations for who's worthy of Mjolnir. We'll have all those as soon as she catches up. But yeah, so that's one of the other things that Monica's doing. So we'll be able to show those off on the Facebook page, and we'll put them on Twitter and stuff like that. So thank you, Coach Loudy, for coming back from the dead to give us who's worthy of Mjolnir.
I did my best Undertaker impersonation so I could come back from the dead. Bong.
I kept
Nice segue.
I kept unmuting the microphone. I was like, let's see if he's still snoring. Yep, he's still snoring. Okay.
I'm sorry about that. I don't
know.
Yeah, we're sorry we drew dicks on your head. We were getting ready to draw like little knobs on your nipples. One pointing to Tokyo and the other one pointing to South Africa.
Hey, it's the best. That's the best way to tune in.
Yep.
Domo arigato, nipple rogato.
One tunes in UHF.
Nipple.
Nipples. Let's see. Oh, wait. Elizabeth. Oh, Chris Wick says Elizabeth is the only one that counts for me. Oh, he's talking about Miss Elizabeth, former wife of
Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah. The Macho Man's ex-member. Hulk Hogan, you took Miss Elizabeth and left me at ringside to get beat.
You put me in a position I would unjustifiably rather not be, You did the one thing you said would never happen, and Miss Elizabeth came in harm's way. And now, with all your hot dogging and grandstanding, I'm going to have to take and kick your ass, Hulk Hogan.
That has been some Macho Man, or as a lot of people might know, Bonesaw. So with that being said, we've been going for 252. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We still got 7 people in the chat. Hail to thee, Flair X, Chris Wicks, Appalachian American.
God bless the survivors.
Goober Brothers Entertainment was here. Let's see who else we had in here earlier. I'm just kind of scrolling back through. Brian Kephart was here. I appreciate you guys coming by, showing love. Be sure to bitch slap that like button on the way out. Let me go back around and thank everybody for being here. We'll start with the man directly. Let's see. Let me I can turn my camera on here. The guy's wait. Oh, we got to go opposite way. He's over here next to me in the box. The Groovinator, my brother from another mother from Raiders of Lost Flicks.
What's up, everybody? If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do. I've integrated all of my YouTube stuffs into my website, which is www.raidersoflostflix.com. And as we mentioned before, Pete and I will be doing a joint review of Joker sometime this weekend. It'll be fun. It'll be great. Don't miss out.
Do not miss that. And yeah, go subscribe to that channel. Also, another channel, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're a toy fan, I don't know what the hell you're doing. The man down in the bottom right corner, the Don of 2 Cents Toys. Hail, Sal Vador. Thanks for coming on tonight, Sal.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. As mentioned, I am the Don of 2 Cents Toys. Over there, I do toy reviews of modern toys mostly. I filmed 5 more videos today before this stream. I've edited 2 of them, and they will be uploaded sometime between now and next week.
All right. Yeah, be sure he's got a lot of content over there. And there's a lot of cool videos. So go check that out. And last but not least, certainly, my man, there he is, Coach Loudy. Thanks for coming on tonight, bro.
No worries, man. If you need a little peace of mind, come on over, boy, anytime. I'll keep you happy and so satisfied in my house.
Draw me like one of your French girls, Jack.
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna screenshot that now. So I'm memeing that now. I'm gonna make what's the fucking time? What's the timestamp on that? Yep. All right. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna screenshot that, and I'm
Meme away, dude.
That's
Meme
gonna
away.
be the Titan. You're the Titanic.
Just remember,
meme now.
never fuck up on the internet, because the internet and Pete never forget.
Oh, ask LMP. Ask LMP that.
Who said that I fucked up?
He did that. He was bait. That's bait. That was bait.
That was bait, mate.
That was bait, mate. Oh shit! And I, of course, am Tepuakuian, the boss here at the Place to Be Reviews. Yeah, I'll have a. Let's see. Tomorrow, you're gonna get some videos tomorrow. You're gonna get some videos.
Shit.
You're gonna get a morning show tomorrow too. Oh yeah, we didn't tell them about that, did we, Groove?
Oh shit! What time is that again?
8:30 a.m.
Fuck
right
my
here.
life. All right,
Place
I'll
to
set my
Be
alarm.
Reviews. Episode number 8 of About Last Night. I'll be joined by Groovinator tomorrow. Be about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes tomorrow. We keep it right, keep it tight. Just get it get over what we got to get over. We'll talk a little bit more Star Wars tomorrow morning. And he's gonna get me on, like, probably I'll have, by the time we get on the stream, about 3 or 4 or 5 cups of coffee, pots of coffee in me, and bouncing off the walls like Tigger. But yeah, so we got that going on tomorrow. Like I said, I'll have some videos going. Tomorrow you are going to get episodes 1 through 3 of American Horror Story reviewed in one video. I haven't done that yet, and I'm not going to do Emergence and Prodigal Son, because with Batwoman and Walking Dead, in American Horror Story, I've got some movies coming up. Like I said, I got them, and also Disney Plus shows are going to be starting. I'll be doing Mandalorian reviews. So I wanted to do a stream right after the shows, like I said, with Walking Dead, or do that with Mandalorian, but I'm not going to do any more Sunday night live streams. So that'll be just single release videos from now on. And with that being said, it's been 2:56. I'm not going to drag it out till exactly 3 hours, because I could keep talking. Chris Wicks, I'm going to put this one up on the board. Another happy ending, he says. And that's right. That's how we like to do it here. We like to, boom, boom, wah, leave you a happy ending. So this has been the Place to Be Reviews. I am Tepuakuian. I've been here with all of yous. I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like Ricky Bobby. And I thank you for joining me. Remember, if I don't see you, you have a good day and a pleasant tomorrow, my friends. I'm out. I'm tired. It's time. So we'll see you mañana, 8:30 Eastern, right here on the Place to Be Reviews. Bye.
Cubs win. Cubs win.